Merry early Christmas, you filthy animals. It's Enter Tournament of Champions. Curse. I always stumble on the last word. I apologize. I'm Jeff Widman, one of your two or three. I forgot how to count before we started recording. 2 or 3 or 17 hosts that we have here. And I am on I'm on Jeff Whitty at Twitter.
There you go.
I'm all over the place.
Yeah, what is happening?
WIDDY. Go find me, and on Letterboxd too, which is relevant to movies. And today we're talking about holiday movies. And before we get into that, why don't you guys can introduce yourselves.
Yeah, well, I guess I'm like Kyle or whatever, and I'm the guy who's talking, and I don't have a
You're
Twitter.
the guy that talks on the show. Okay, gotcha.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah,
That's cool.
it's my occupation.
I'm JD, and I don't have much to say, but if I did, I probably would have said it better than Jeff did his.
Probably.
I don't know.
You would have probably counted to 3. You probably would have said your Twitter handle correctly.
Yeah, I don't even know what my Twitter handle is, though, so that could have gone either way.
I think it's JD likes Nazi movies at...
Oh, yeah, that's right.
That's an email address. I can't even see yours right.
But it's not Nazi movies. It's like 4s for A's and 3s for E's. So it's like, it's got that in there, that level of basic ass
It's
shit.
NAUGHTZEE.
Not Z. Naughty Z. Oh, man, that's clever.
Mm-hmm.
Naughty Z.
But
Flying under the radar.
last episode, while we were all stuffing our faces and stuff with turkey, we... by the way, it was a scrumtruescent meal. I don't even know if that's... I think
that's a Brian Regan word. That's a Brian Regan word.
Oh, okay.
Yep.
It was a great meal I had, and a great shit afterwards too. That's what we do. We talk about our poops here. It was toilet clogging. No, I'm just kidding.
Indeed.
Like I would fess up to that for real on a fucking podcast anyway. But we on the last episode we talked about our top 10 holiday movies, and then we put them together in a 16-seated bracket, and that's what we're going to debate today. We're going to put these against each other until there's one survivor. And we're doing it March Madness style, so it's, it's kind of fair-ish. It's not just 1 meets 2, 3 meets 4, or whatever. Not that I've ever seen one tournament bracket go like that, but whatever.
Yeah.
People aren't confused.
Why isn't your 1 facing your 13 in the first round? I don't get it.
Well, on the European side of the bracket...
There's an exchange rate of ranking, so it's all off.
All right, so that brings us to our first... We're just fucking diving right in. No banter. No banter this episode, guys, okay?
None.
Fucking Justice League piece of shit. So...
I'm actually not going to go... Okay, never
mind. So the first matchup is 16 seed versus number 1 seed, per usual. And this is the battle of the 2 most holiday-ish movies ever. It's number 16 seed in Bruges, which has so much Christmas spirit in it. Versus number 1 seed, Planes, Trains, and Automobiles.
Yeah.
I was actually looking for a Christmas tree in Bruges on my current watch. Did not find one.
Oh, damn it. I saw one. But
Christmassy as fuck, though.
There's a lot of
Christmassy
joy.
as fuck.
There's a dwarf in it. So...
Right.
That fills your
There's
elf
snow.
quota? I don't know what I'm trying to say.
And he's definitely in an elf costume or whatever.
Yeah. Yeah, he's in like a little boy or elf costume or something.
Now it makes me feel like I just missed it in that scene, and it's somewhere in that scene. I'm just like, don't see it!
I thought I saw one, but I mean, honestly, it's not even relevant.
I bet it's in that scene, and I just missed it.
Right. Oh, this round is I go first, but I mean, we could do a quick vote if we felt the need.
Wait, I'm sorry, I got stuck on In Bruges. In Bruges and what?
Planes, Trains, and Automobiles.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Quick vote, or?
Yeah.
Okay. So I'm first, and I'm going P's, T's, and A's. JD?
Yeah, PTs and A's.
Okay.
PCs and A's, for sure.
And Kyle, I guess you'd go the same way?
Yeah. It's an A's.
Okay. Yeah, In Bruges was totally just the kind of like throwaway.
It's our Die Hard, because...
But I'm so glad you put it on, because it's a sin that I hadn't seen that. And
yeah. We just wanted to make you watch it, basically.
It's an instant favorite, for sure.
Yeah.
I'm going to get so much mileage out of that Colin Farrell gif. Like, you don't even know what you're...
Oh, yeah, God, yeah.
What the fuck was that? It's a bit narrow in there. It's so fucking funny, that movie. Oh, my God.
I need a wingman that's in on the joke, so when you're, like, at a bar or whatever, it's like, oh, it's a bit narrow in there. No, that is stupid.
We will definitely be talking about that movie way more because we're doing 2008 movies, and that is a 2008 movie. So that's probably like top 5 for me in 2008, which is saying a lot because that's a big year. Like there's a lot going on in that year. But even so, I don't even know if we're gonna need to do a tournament episode that fucking year because it's Dark Knight's year. So I mean, what are we gonna fucking do? Yeah.
Maybe we should do the tournament and it'll be 2008 except Dark Knight. Right. Seriously, and so we can
not
see what
counting
the second
Dark
best
Knight.
is. Yeah. It's obviously Dark Knight, and we can just do that. You know, we can just be
that's
like,
true. We could
right,
because there's no way we will run out of movies to talk about. Like, I mean, 16 movies, I should say.
Yeah, of course.
Because if we took out Dark Knight out of fairness, because it's in my personal top 5 of all time, it's probably in y'all's somewhere up there.
Slaughter anything in that year. I'm sorry.
Exactly. Exactly. The other matchups will be interesting, but Dark Knight, we could just do like a B. Who's the co-champion or whatever of that year?
Yeah. Right.
All right, cool. That's a good idea. I'm glad we discussed that here. But in Bruges, we're going to talk about more for sure in that episode. But as far as Christmas goes, it's the only reason there's tourists in Bruges, the entire movie.
Well, like I said, it's a wintry feeling. Like I don't mean that in like a sarcastic way. Like
I'm pretty sure I heard bells at one point somewhere in the movie.
You're at the bell tower.
Yeah, sure. Very narrow up there, but yeah.
Super.
Man, I just Martin McDonagh, I believe is his name, who wrote and directed this, and he wrote and directed 7 Psychopaths and 3 Billboards outside of Ebbing, Missouri, which is a fucking great movie, and will probably get a lot of recognition for its writing and acting this year at like awards or circuits and stuff. But yeah, this dude is just seriously like my favorite writer, one of my favorite writers working today. How he can balance such like dark themes and certain like dark actions and stuff with a light tone, and then also have the moments like where Ken jumps off the building. Spoilers, I guess, where he jumps off and there's so much weight behind that scene. And he always draws up questionable characters that are just morally completely either shattered or gray. This is about Hitman, like you shouldn't really give a shit about these guys, but he's just so good at he's just so good at painting them like people we should give a shit about.
Well, it's because they care about
all
each other,
movies.
and that's genuine.
Yeah, absolutely.
And Ray, it's kind of weird because Colin Farrell's character Ray, it's like he's a good dude, but he happens to be a hitman, and he also accidentally killed a kid. Like, it's just weird. It's a weird thing to think about. It's not that's not the same as like a movie that tries to paint a Nazi or whatever, a neo-Nazi, as like a human being. It's not. I don't think it's the same thing. You know what I mean? Like American History X,
right?
Because here, there's so much humor here. It's just different. It's different crimes against humanity. There's levels,
right, absolutely.
One's targeted, the other is, it.
Yeah, and
he's not a killer killing.
The Nazi thing's a little too real now too. It's something that we don't really want to tackle nowadays.
Yeah.
Maybe the press thing. I heard the new Spielberg movie's great, the Post or whatever. So you can talk about press all you want. I know that's being threatened or whatever. But the Nazi stuff. Let's just not talk about that right now.
Yeah.
But Peace Tease Nays moves on, and we'll probably have to save a lot of ammunition for that movie, I assume. So the next matchup. Oh, this would be the title fight if like literally the episode title fight if I had if I didn't care so much about like I don't know being particular about our titles. But this is number 9 seed versus number 8 seed. It's Home Alone 1 at number 9.
Man.
Everybody's like, versus number 8 seed Home Alone 2, Lost in New York.
Shit.
Yeah. Kyle starts this one.
I love and I hate that we did this.
I hate that
gross.
I'm first. I hate that I'm first on this. This is stupid.
Yeah.
I watched both of these in the last few days. And they both hold the fuck up. I'll say that. I like them. I think I chose one on my list. Yeah, I'm pretty sure I chose one. And on the podcast, I said, but I watched 2 and enjoyed 2 more. But I'm gonna stick with my guns. I think I'm gonna stick with 1. I think I just enjoyed it more this time. Still, I think it's a little more grounded. It's a little more. I don't want. I always say it's a little more Christmassy, but it's just fucking not because there's a whole fucking toy store in the second one, and I don't know. It's just that there's a more family Christmassy, like, I guess, spirit in the second one for me.
There's a whole run of like 30 minutes of violence, and you're like, what's this movie about again?
Yeah, right. Yeah, it's just like, wow, this movie took a really dark turn. And Dickens Playhouse and all that shit with the zip line and all that. I don't know. The first one just really stuck with me. You know, it stuck with me when I made my list, and it stuck with me when I rewatched these movies. But they're both really fun rewatches.
Right.
It makes me like, oh man, I remember why we used to watch these movies all the time. You know?
Oh yeah, absolutely.
This is great. All of that. It's validating, you know. So.
Well, yeah, I'm next in this round, and this will this might surprise people. I don't really care. But I don't care if it does. If you shit yourself, it's not on me. It's on you. Control your bladder. Or your bowels.
Bladder for shitting yourself?
Look, I failed biology. It would have been more funny if I said I failed geology.
Yeah.
That like doesn't add up at all.
Perfect.
It's like, I had Home Alone 2 on my list, and then I watched it again, and Home Alone 1 is just a far superior movie to me. Sorry, JD. Sorry.
God damn it. Out.
The Home Alone 2, it's an extra 30 minutes of movie for some reason, and 20 minutes of it is just violence against the burglars, who look dumber in this. Like, I think Home Alone 1 did a good job of them not knowing that the kid was a sociopath that knew his way around, I don't know, making traps and stuff. They didn't know that. But on Home Alone 2, they just look so fucking stupid, and Marv should be dead in this movie. Like, I don't know why he's not dead.
Like, he's used to being electrocuted, so he's got a tolerance.
Well, he had like 8 bricks thrown at his head, and it's just crazy to me that he's just like walking around. I mean, he's obviously concussed and stuff, but he's just still like walking around. Like, you should be dead, dude. Like, it's
doing
fucking
the nail
crazy.
Gun scene and all that shit. Like, it's just it's horrific. Second movie's like, fucking horrific.
That's not the only problem I have with the movie. Some of the stuff, like in terms of how he gets by himself again in New York City, it felt a little bit more telegraphed. I think that's the word I want to use. Where Home Alone kind of felt more natural a little bit, where like the mom asked the girl, "What's the head count?" She's like 14. Oh, okay, gotcha. And they just drove off because they were in a rush. In Home Alone 2, the parents wake up and they're like, "It happened again," and I'm like. It's like the whole thing is just super telegraphed. Like, he sits next to somebody that only speaks French on the plane, and there's other parts in it too that I don't know, kind of bothered me. Running into the ticket taker at the airplane, the airline or whatever.
That's a pre 9/11 plot point, man.
Yes, absolutely. Oh, whatever. I trust you, kid. Get on the plane.
Yeah,
that would never happen now.
Yeah, absolutely.
Is that your dad? Yeah, that's my dad over there. Okay, bye.
Okay, bye. Go find a seat totally in the opposite direction. That would never happen.
And on American Airlines, you don't get to just pick your seat. That shit's assigned.
And I'm not saying like it should be grounded in realism, but it just felt a little like too desperate to get to the plot point of he's alone by himself again in New York City.
Yeah.
But I do love when he is alone there. Brenda Fricker, I remember her being the homeless bird lady because her last name is Fricker, and I think that's hilarious. Fricker. But she was great, and I liked their bond a little bit, but not nearly as much as I like the old man bond with the kid, because it just felt more natural. Like, he felt more naturally creepy. Kyle and I were talking about this before.
Totally.
He was very ominous. Yeah. Buzz set that up. If you're a kid, you're like, oh, this guy is fucking scary.
Yeah, look at his face. He looks like a fucking skeleton. It's crazy. And that guy played the shit out of his role, though, because when he did talk, you're like, oh, he's just a regular dude. And he just, I don't know, something about him so earnest. Yeah. And when he described that issue that he had with his son, it was just something that is incredibly, not really relatable. I mean, sure, it's relatable to some people, but there's something about it that's just real. Whereas the homeless lady is just like, I just don't got no friends. And I'm like, oh, well, that's sad, but I mean, barely anybody can relate, especially Kevin McAllister.
There's a lot of homeless people in New York. Like, you don't have any homeless people friends, you know? Like,
and she's only scary, I mean, at least to me in the movie, and maybe to Kevin too, she's only scary because she's dirty and has birds. So, I mean, that's not... I don't know. The other guy was just naturally.
The other guy could have been a killer, you know. You don't know.
Exactly. But remember, Kevin he'd already walked through the streets in New York at night and seen all those other scary people. I think before he sees the bird lady. So
I think you're right.
That might have compounded it a little bit.
Yeah, it's probably something.
Well, that's the thing. He should have been hardened up by the streets, and then he saw a bird lady, and that's what crumbled him. You know,
birds. Shit.
Little bitch, Kevin.
I still like his rapport with adults and stuff. Rob Schneider was pretty entertaining in this movie.
Yeah, man.
He kept asking for a tip and getting either gum, and then when he offered him money, he's like,
It's like, still got some tip.
Oh no! Oh my God! And the movie that they use in this one, I don't know if they film these fake movies for the.
I don't either. Yeah, I don't know.
For Home Alone itself, but he guns down a fucking woman. Like it's so.
Yeah.
It's so
he gave her to the count of
crazy.
3.
How is that in a movie? How is that in a kids movie?
Making out with Boney Babs and Cliff. Okay, that's two.
It's so insane to me.
Remember all that?
Like at least in the first one, wasn't it like
I
a
could
dude
go all
actually
day,
committed a
baby.
crime? Like it feels more justified in the first one. This one was just kind of like you were kissing on my brother or whatever.
Right.
Yeah.
And that's it. That's the only reason he kills her, and it's so freaking weird. And using the same exact technique, I mean, kind of somewhat. He included the clown in the shower, so that was funny.
Yeah, sure.
But using the
out of
same
here, you
technique
nosy
to get
little
rid of
pervert.
them, using the same movie, I'm kind of like, didn't we just do this? Like, it felt really weird watching it so
I
close to the
watched it
first
pretty
one.
close together too, and like
Yeah.
I like that they're both in there, and like I get that this movie they're like kind of copies of each other. You kind of hit similar plot
Right.
beats, and it always ends up in a big like booby trap fest, you know,
Mhm.
and then a moral ending. But like I don't know, I think the second one just always kind of I don't know loses itself in all that
Yeah.
it's like.
And I
plot.
did like the
Plot.
ending too. You see some maturity there from Buzz. Oh man, and he does have a funny line at the end that kind of brought me back in, where he's like, "All right, let's cut this show of affection out."
Yeah.
Such a great moment. He like looks at his mom's show of affection, but like he has that moment where he chooses to mature because he is of an age where he should make decisions like that. Where he's like, Kevin opens his first gift and stuff like that. Merry Christmas, everybody, and you know whether or not his mom coached him to do that or not, he gave her kind of like a hug after that, and it was like, yeah, that's a thing that happens, you know.
I don't think she coached him. I think he came around to that genuinely because he was
You think
like,
so?
dude, his mom is like eating like all the shit that he's
Right.
serving, bullshit wise. Like at the beginning, she's like, "Oh, Buzz, that apology was really sweet." No, it's not. That
Yeah,
kid's a
come on.
fucking asshole. That kid's a total asshole.
Yeah,
at
he
the
is a
beginning
total
of that
asshole.
movie.
And
Funny.
I do still love the ending of his mom finding him because she just knew what he liked and stuff. That just made
Yeah.
sense. I mean, she was still a mom through and through. And
Yeah.
they did make a joke about the parents leaving him alone again. So, I mean,
We're
I love
kudos to the
the-
movie for being aware enough to make fun of the parents for that.
I love the luggage joke. It's like, funny enough, we never lose our luggage. And then they knock on wood like, oh my
yeah,
God.
oh yeah,
That's
so
such a
good.
joke that I haven't gotten until I traveled as an adult. Like, oh yeah, that's just a very real likelihood now. Like, you're going to lose luggage on the road.
Yeah.
Yeah,
It's
never
happened
do
to me
that,
like
though.
4
They
times.
didn't
Yeah, it's
find that
fucking
joke
ridiculous.
funny, yeah? Good
It's
stuff.
ridiculous. But Home Alone moves forward, and I assume JD would have gone with 2, I
Man,
think.
I was on the fence. I mean, my personal preference is always going to be 2 just because I'm not looking at it critically. It's just that's what I watched more. But yeah, I think the original it's tighter, it's more
Yeah.
logical. It's an illogical
It ages
premise,
better,
but
dude. It just
yeah,
is.
it absolutely does. And if you're going to show somebody one
jokes are
entry
fresher, too.
from the series, you got to show them just the first one.
Sure,
Right.
sure. Well, and the
But, I mean,
premise and
there's
the
just-
jokes are just fresher in the first one, whereas
Yeah.
like, the second one, it's just like, cool, we're doing this in New York, okay.
You can
true.
tell
That
that they
thing in New York.
needed those additional antagonists in Tim Curry and Rob Schneider
Yeah.
to
They
kind of
They
fill
were-
the fluff, and I loved them to death.
Yeah,
Like,
that's a good fluff.
I forgot about
Oh
Tim
my
Curry. Yeah, that was a great.
God, it
Yeah,
was perfect.
I did like
Like,
the hotel guy.
He's
When
He's
she
so
slaps the shit out of
condescending.
him, and he's just like, do button up outside. It's quite cold, and his lip starts quivering because he's trying not to cry. Oh,
Yeah.
it's me.
oh man.
I
And,
was gonna
you know,
say that like
Emperor
the,
Trump is in it too.
oh
Yeah,
my
he
god,
is.
he is. Look,
Our
kid, get
president-
my face, you're a loser. I'll throw you
Down
back
the
over the
hall,
wall.
to the
Fucking
right. There's a
president in
wall.
like 20
Good luck.
years, you fucking losers.
I think the first one has my favorite line in both of them, and that's the "Look what you did, you little jerk." It's just
Yeah.
the delivery of it, the way it stops the scene, and he looks at all the chaos. I
Yeah.
just love that scene, dude. I mean, it's just great. I mean, the kid has a shitty family. I've had moments where I fuck a thing up in front of family, but it's never like my family's not a dick about it and like, look what you did. But you have moments like that where you have to like kind of look back and be like, oh, I caused all these problems, and
Right.
yeah, sure, it kind of makes him it kind of makes the uncle look like an asshole because he's older. Not kind of. He definitely is an asshole for that. Because he's much older and should like know better than to chastise a kid that already kind of feels bad for everything that's happening.
It's really Buzz's fault. If you want to get to the root of it,
Yep.
Buzz ate the fucking kid's cheese
All
pizza.
things are Buzz's fault.
It all comes back to Buzz pushing those buttons, which Buzz would be an appropriate name for button pushing. Buzz.
Terrible name for a kid, by the way. If you name your kid Buzz, I just
You're either a hick or you hate your child.
Yeah, you hate your child.
Buzz,
100%.
get over here.
And they have a buzz cut. That's like 2 strikes. You're like not allowed to be a human being anymore.
And you know, a little bit of a ginger, so it's.
So that one was a deserving longer round. I don't know if it'll happen again. Who knows? But we have where are we at now? Number 13 seed, which is Kiss Kiss Bang Bang. Very festive. Actually, more festive than in Bruges. That's for fucking.
Definitely more festive.
They say Merry Christmas at least
rewatch that
twice.
movie. Many Christmas trees in this movie.
Right.
Tons.
And it's
And a great Christmas dress too. A nice little sexy. Okay. Anyways.
It's fighting. Hold on, it's 13. It's fighting A Christmas Story. So number 4 seed is Christmas Story.
Oh, Jesus.
Okay.
Yeah.
I can fast track this if you want to.
Oh, really?
I mean, yeah, it's
really?
Christmas Story.
That's true. The one that's actually about Christmas.
Yeah, the movie that's literally about Christmas. Yeah.
That's a good point. I'm okay with it then, because it sounds like, I don't think any of us could create an argument for what's festive about.
But we can still talk about Kiss
what
Kiss
captures
Bang
the holiday spirit of
Yeah,
Kiss Kiss Bang
we
Bang.
need to talk about Kiss Kiss, but Christmas Story's kind of a... Yeah.
Oh, okay. So JD and Kyle, you guys would be first anyway, so I mean, you guys would both vote for Christmas Story?
Yeah.
Okay, well then I'll just put it through. I probably would have just leaned towards Christmas Story anyway after I heard you guys talk, but Kiss Kiss Bang Bang though, holy shit, what a great rewatch. Probably my favorite rewatch of all of these. I mean, In Bruges is always like a reliable one, but like Kiss Kiss Bang Bang just doesn't, I just don't watch it enough.
Dude, there's not enough of that. You know? So that's why like I was so excited to see, because anytime you're like, hey man, Shane Black just came out with the movie, I'm like, oh, I hope it's like Kiss Kiss Bang Bang.
Exactly.
Because I'm never like, I hope it's like Lethal Weapons. I like those movies. I'm not a huge fan of those movies.
No, yeah, me neither. I'm on the same page.
They're just fine, you know.
Right.
So yeah, I'm always like, oh, Kiss Kiss Bang Bang. It's like, so when Nice Guys came out, and it kind of was like, it felt like that movie, you know. I was like, this is it.
Yeah.
So I don't know. Kiss Kiss Bang Bang is always a good rewatch, and I hadn't seen it in maybe like 2 or 3 years. I don't think since I've moved out here, so it's been a bit. And it was like you were saying, it's just an awesome rewatch. Yeah,
and when you mentioned Nice Guys, that movie, if we were redoing top 10 lists for 2016, might make my top 10 now. Like, talk about a turnaround on that movie, because when I walked out, I was just kind of like, I don't know, maybe I was too focused on all the positive reviews it got, because,
maybe,
I mean, that was like a thing, you know, to pay attention. It's especially a thing nowadays to pay attention to. But I remember getting such overwhelmingly positive reviews, and I walked out, and I was like, that was the plot? Like, what? Okay, I mean, it was fine. And then, like, the more I watch it, the more I'm like, this movie's fucking awesome and just
it's rewatchable
as fuck. So, I would probably put it in my 10 over, I mean, even over Moonlight. Like, it won Best Picture, and I love that movie. But if we're talking movies that you want to go back to over and over again,
it's your
Nice
list.
Guys will go up there. Exactly. Fuck it. It's my list, too. Fuck Moonlight.
I don't think I'm ever going to watch Moonlight again. I don't think I need to watch that one again.
Oh, you did watch it, though. Yeah, that's right.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, it's a good movie, right? It's really solid. It makes you think, and then you kind of forget to think about it after like a few days. So, I mean, it's got some great filmmaking in it and stuff. But yeah, Nice Guys, though, that's the form of Shane Black I love. And I did see, like, at least in terms of the quippy dialogue, I saw shades of it in Iron Man 3. Dumb twist aside for me. But I know we discussed that last time. But, I mean, his comedy, though, he's just so good with the quickness and stuff. Like the whole definition of an idiot line, that little back and forth was so brilliant. Especially for
Val Kilmer's kills it for me in that movie.
An idiot definition. But
I'm really excited for that kid to come back in Avengers 4. That's what I'm really excited for.
Yeah, I know. He was the star of Iron Man 3. He stole the show.
Really killed it for me, man.
Yeah, he was so good.
What a vacuum of charisma, like that kid is. They're like, well, listen, he's going to be sitting next to Tony Stark. We need to balance the scene out by putting, like, negative charisma, like, matter next to him. I really have a big problem with that kid, but that's fine.
Oh, okay. Now, we're getting to the root of it. Child actors.
It's always child actors with me, isn't it? Mm-hmm. I'll get over it one day.
But you did seem like it, so I mean, it's really all about quality of child actors.
It really, yeah. Watch Stranger Things. I love child actors. They're they're all
like that
great.
kid. It was the same kid who played Harley in Iron Man 3 is the same kid from Jurassic World. Did you like him in that, or is it just the actor?
Wait, which kid in Jurassic World?
He was the younger brother.
No, I hated the younger brother in Jurassic World.
Okay, yeah. I did too. He was kind of annoying.
Yeah,
he was the one that was always like, what was he? Calling his older brother out for making eyes at a girl or something.
Yeah. What a shithead.
Like, dude, what a fucking shithead.
Shithead. Yeah. I never had,
or at least kiss blocking.
The little brother, so I can't really relate to that. But like, man, I would be mad. I can.
No, yeah, I never.
Empathize.
I don't want to say I never did that. I'm sure I was a cock block a few times to my brother when he would bring a girlfriend over, and I would just like intrude and be like, "Hey, let's talk" or whatever. But I didn't know it at the time. But I would never be like, "Y'all gonna do stuff?" You know, like.
Yeah. Hey, do you want me to clean your dirty rags, or did it just laying by your computer, or are you good?
Hey, do you know why my brother's socks are so sticky?
He has Kleenex and lotion literally right next to his laptop. What's that all about?
Key and Peele, crispy socks here and crispy socks there. Crispy socks everywhere.
Oh my shit. Oh my shit. That's a phrase that I just said.
Did you learn that
boy.
in biology, geography?
I forget where we left off. Christmas Story moved forward, but Kiss Kiss Bang Bang is great. People need to rewatch this movie because I know they've seen it the first time.
I had a great time rewatching it.
Yeah, me
Finally,
too.
like seeing it all the way through for the first time.
Yeah.
Right. Yeah, man, I love it.
I like when he's like loses his thumb and he keeps on like his plan always circles back to getting more Demerol. It's like, oh, and then I'll get like more Demerol.
I like when he's about to slam the door on Harmony. He's like, "Watch your fingers."
Yeah. How nice of him, though. You know?
His
courteous.
What's the word I'm looking for? Chemistry. I was about to say charisma, but we all know RDJ has charisma.
Come on, man.
But their chemistry is just off the charts.
It's so good. Yeah. Man.
I think she should have. She could have chemistry with anybody though, because I saw her in Eagle Eye, which was a fine movie.
Yeah, he was okay.
But she's good with Shia LaBeouf. You know, I mean, I don't. People just shouldn't have chemistry with Shia LaBeouf. He's his own man.
It's hard. Yeah, he's
just an inaccessible dude. Yeah. But I don't know. She's just great, reliably, and Kilmer. This was probably my favorite role of his. I can't even legitimately.
Totally, yeah. It's
think
great
of one.
Role.
Yeah, I legitimately can't even think of another one. Maybe Dieter von Kuntz from MacGruber, but
yeah, that was good.
That's about it.
Willow.
I love that movie, by the way.
Solid as the said this before. He's solid as the Sherpa in Entourage. Small role.
You did say that. Small, very small role.
He's
in
solid.
The early season too.
Yes.
Damn it, MacGruber's 2010. God, we gotta wait. Can you guys wait till 2020 until we talk about MacGruber?
I guess.
Oh boy, comedy movies that deserve a sequel. That's just randomly throw that shit out there. All right, Christmas Story moves on. Talked about that. All right, and next matchup is number 12 seed. Sorry, I gotta look again. Number 12 seed is the Hebrew Hammer. Hey, coming up to bat.
All right.
Hi. Versus number 5 seed, Christmas Vacation. This is gonna be tougher for Kyle than anybody.
Oh God. Man.
Oh, the misery in your voice.
Yeah.
Oh, man. That's why we do this show. Oh, shit, I'm first, and then JD's next. All right.
They'll just shut me out. That's good.
Not really. I mean, I think JD likes Christmas Vacation. I thought you mentioned you left it off your list or something.
Yeah, I should have put it on my list instead of Jingle All the fucking Way.
Hey,
what the hell?
People that didn't listen to last episode?
I'll be mad. This will be the first time I've been mad about homework, you know? That show, you know?
You don't like Christmas Vacation? Just say it.
I don't like Christmas Vacation very much, guys. I'm sorry.
That sucks, man.
I've tried it twice in my lifetime. One of them was 2 years ago, and I was just like, yeah, it's okay. And then, again, same reaction when I watched it again for the podcast.
Man.
I don't know. I mean, there were some lines early on that are pretty funny, but then the rest of it... I don't hate the movie. I'm just kind of like, it's just not. I wish I were laughing right now, like everybody. I'm sure everybody else is at this one part.
Yeah, because it's funny. You just broke it or something. I don't know.
I'm broken inside, deep in my core. Of course, I have no funny bones anywhere in my body, unless it's in Bruges and he's killing kids, because that shit's hilarious.
Totally. As long as you don't have a code to live by, it's good.
Retract that bit about my fucking cunt kids.
Yeah, that's my favorite. Oh my god. All right. I retract that fucking part about your fucking cunt kids.
I said I retracted it, didn't I?
I can't believe you would bring my fucking cunt kids into this.
Oh man, it's an inanimate fucking object. You're an
inanimate fucking object.
And when he apologizes to her, it's like he means it. So I apologize. I'm sorry I called you an inanimate fucking object. It's so great.
Yeah, that's funny. Yeah.
Oh man, there's so much more of that. I mean, there's not so much rage in Three Billboards, but there is so much more of that, like just like all that random ass cussing that's just hilarious when it comes out of people's mouths. Anyway. Sorry, Christmas Vacation is not what I'm voting for. I apologize to all the Christmas Vacation lovers out there. It's probably still going to move forward anyway.
I love that you're voting for Hebrew Hammer for anything.
Hebrew Hammer is funny, dude, and I don't think... I mean, I didn't really hear anybody talking about it as actively as Kyle, as you have, Kyle. Like, I just don't know enough people that have talked about that movie, and it's certainly an underdog... in all of holiday movies in general. Like, nobody's talking about this movie. It's obviously, like you said, it's a Comedy Central movie. We talked about that last episode, where it's just like one of those original Comedy Central movies that just flies under the radar and people just ignore it. Like, who's gonna watch that, you know? Well, guess what? We watched it and the shit's fucking funny, okay? So just trust us. It's just funny and inventive, and it's got a more interesting premise to me, and tackles stereotypes in a very funny way. In a very on-the-nose way, too. Which I respected and loved.
Oh, yeah.
I'm going Hebrew Hammer on this one. You guys can fight this out. I know this is going to be tougher for both of you, but yeah, that's where I'm going.
Am I next?
JD is...
Oh, man.
Yeah, you're next.
Okay.
Wait, hold on.
Okay. I'm waiting.
Yeah, you're good. You're good. Sorry.
Okay.
I mixed up my numbers, because right after that is 15 versus 2, so I swapped the numbers.
Gotcha.
But yeah, you're good. You're next.
Okay, so I did get to watch most of Hebrew Hammer. I still have a little bit left, and there's a lot to appreciate there. I think it's funny as shit, and I don't know if I don't think I knew much about it before we talked about it last week.
Yeah.
I knew it in name only, but not really anything of substance. It's fucking funny, man. I love Judy Greer, and Adam Goldberg kills it for me. Andy Dick I could live without.
Oh, come on. He's great in that.
Yeah, no, he's great in that, but just like, I mean, a little Andy Dick goes a long way.
You know what? That's a very true statement.
I'm just gonna throw that out there. A little Andy Dick just goes a long way. But it was funny. It's not going to be enough to push my vote over Christmas Vacation, because while I definitely don't find it as funny at this point in my life as I did when I first watched it, I still think there's just a lot of really funny, iconic comedy moments there. Mm-hmm. I love Randy Quaid as the dumb shit brother. I love his kids, especially his daughter. It's like, when we first saw you, you were cross-eyed. It's like, yeah, then she got kicked by a mule and she's not cross-eyed anymore. Like, I don't know. There's just something about that type of humor that, yeah, it might not hold up as well compared to some of the other movies on our list comedy-wise, but it's a classic movie for me. Should have been on my fucking list. What the fuck is wrong with me?
It's a redemption for Christmas Vacation and JD.
I'm gonna put that one. Yeah, I'm gonna put that one on there and make Kyle have to make the hard choice, because you're probably more educated on both of these movies than I am. It's fitting.
I will
say
be
a little easier.
Yeah. I will say that the bar scene in Hebrew Hammer is like one of my favorite like scenes just in just any comedy ever. When he's going in there and egging on like the Nazis and like trying to pay like for drinks, like in Jewish change or whatever, like Hebrew change or whatever, and just egging him on until he just turns around and just blows everybody away. What does he say? Like, "Bah, shalom, motherfuckers," or something. It's just ridiculous. It's just that encaptures the entire tone of that entire movie in that moment. It's just like, just fucking, that movie is just ridiculous. You should go see that movie.
Every shade of ridiculous, yeah.
It's dying here because it's Christmas Vacation. That movie reminds me of every Christmas with the family that I've ever had. And not just that we watched that movie. That's literally how every Christmas with my family goes.
Wow.
Every year.
See, I didn't know that.
Always. Ever since I was a kid. It's exactly like that. You know, I mean, people cussing out their bosses and not getting their bonus. You know, just like it's so fucking like relatable. Like, you know, that's Christmas, man. It's your family in town driving you crazy.
It's got that jelly of the month club though, so
exactly.
the gift that keeps on giving.
The fucking poor neighbors, you know, keeps on, you know, like they get the shit into the deal of everything. All of Clark's follies that somehow ends up falling on those neighbors for some reason. With the tree coming in the window and the fucking squirrel attacking and all that stuff. My dad screamed out squirrel which may be why I scream out things out of context all the time. Because he would scream out squirrel for no reason constantly from that movie, you know, just squirrel, you know, it's just a stupid movement in that movie, and like that's just another thing. So I just have a lot of memories tied to this movie, but I think it's funny too, and I don't know if it's holds up as well as other movies like we've been saying, but I still laugh my ass off every time I watch it. And I don't know if that's out of relatability or if it's just it's that genuinely funny. I love that movie. I still watch it every year. You know, like that. Well, that's not a movie I've gone long without seeing. It was just nice watching it again and again. Like, what are we watching for Christmas now, guys? We've watched everything. It's not even December.
I know. There's nothing to watch now. And there's certainly no good Christmas movies coming out like almost any year now.
Yeah, so
I swear.
Really blow our load here.
I think I get the Hallmark channel through Sling, so if you guys, you know, need my login info to watch those great Hallmark movies,
nope.
You know, I'll share it. Just let me know.
You're a saint.
You guys just let me know.
You're a saint among men.
I try to give.
Well, you know, you got Bad Moms Christmas, so, you know. That's,
I didn't see the first one. I don't think I'd understand the plot, you know.
First one's okay. I mean, people kind of swore by it, like, it's so funny, but I just saw a lot of the laughs coming, and when it's predictable, I just can't, it takes the wind out of my laugh. I can't do it. Sorry, everybody that loved that movie, I guess.
You laugh more reluctantly than anything else. I'm with you.
What's better, Bad Dads or whatever that dad show is with Will Ferrell, or Moms? Dad or Mom movie?
Oh, Daddy's
better.
Home?
Yeah.
Or, oh my God, that's so tough.
Yeah.
I think Bad Moms is better by a hair. It's a slim margin for me.
Yeah, it seemed like the same fucking movie.
A little bit. There's this Christmas movie coming out that looks very, very topical. It's called Downsizing. Matt Damon shrinks himself, much like we
Christmas movie.
We shrink our hatred of our family when we hang out with them on Christmas time. All right, I'm just kidding. I'm not that. All right. The next matchup, Christmas Vacation moves on, but that's fine, whatever. So the next matchup is number 15 seed, switch screens, Die Hard versus number 2 seed, Elf.
What?
So tonally similar. This is why we do
Elf
this show.
And what?
Elf versus Die Hard.
Oh my God, Die Hard made it on this list.
Hey, instead of
Jingle All the
Way. So,
and It's a Wonderful Life.
That's fair.
You're welcome.
This was on
I just feel, man, I'm of that like majority where I'm just like, you're trying really hard, but like, and Die Hard was no one's number one here, so I'm not singling anybody out, but it's just like, man, like really Die Hard, that's your favorite Christmas movie, you fucking dick.
Yeah, we asked so many people in that group, and a lot of them were like, Die Hard's the best Christmas movie ever.
It's like, man, it's fucking, I mean, like, really? It's not even, it's like, it takes place during Christmas, but like, it's just people dying on Christmas.
It might be one of my favorite movies to try to force my family to watch on Christmas.
Sure.
Like, I'll give it that.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, but you acknowledge it doesn't have any, like, Christmas
there's no
spirit
Christmassy
or
elements about it.
Christmassy about it. Yeah, they say the word Christmas a couple times.
He said, I mean, Alan Rickman says ho ho ho, and that's about it. Should we? I mean, I know there's going to be a ton of people that love Die Hard or whatever, but should we just go ahead and quick vote this one, or?
Yeah,
it's Elf, dude.
Yeah,
Elf. Okay, gotcha.
No question.
All right, just making sure. So 15 versus 2, that would have been Kyle would have been first. It would have been me, and then JD.
I feel like I brought a lot of stank to that round, where I was just like, really, Die Hard? And y'all are like, yeah, let's just fucking quick with it.
I'm also tired of seeing Twitter threads about Die Hard as a Christmas movie, and it's like just threads of talking about why it's Christmas.
Well, I feel like, I'm sorry to everyone whose favorite movies it is, feel like it's a little try-hard when you say that. It's my favorite Christmas movie, it's fucking Die Hard. Okay, try hard. Okay, that's very fitting.
You should call it try hard, because it's what it makes you do.
Yeah.
All right. So,
pick a movie with some presents that are being opened in it, goddammit.
In a goddamn shocker, we have our number 2 seed, Elf, moving forward. It's not a shocker at all. I'm just trying to like give people like weight, the Die Hard as a Christmas movie.
I gotta click.
We can talk about Die Hard though.
It's too hot in here.
Yeah, Die Hard's a good, it's a
great movie.
It shapes a lot of what action movies become. So I mean, there's a lot of it that you'll see in it that you're like, oh, I've seen this in movies better.
Yeah, but none of its good qualities have to do with being a Christmas movie. It's just a movie that takes place on Christmas. Yeah. That's it.
Have a couple drinks, have a few laughs, it's good.
Some champagne.
It's good, man. I like that movie. I don't watch it enough. I feel,
me neither.
I feel like it's a movie that I appreciate the shit out of, but I've maybe seen 3 or 4 times in my life.
Right. Oh man, that's a trilogy that I'll reluctantly. I mean, I watch 1 and 3.
Never seen 2. Never seen 3.
You don't. Well, you need to see 3. You
need to see 3?
You need to see 3.
Awesome.
I've seen Live Free Die Hard with Timothy Olyphant.
Yeah, no, you need to see 3.
And Mary Elizabeth, attractive woman.
Yeah, she is. I don't care if she's his daughter in that movie. She was 80 perfect for me.
Who cares?
Yeah,
and the I'm a Matt guy is trying to get with that. Yeah. I'm a Matt. Justin Long.
Oh, yeah, Die Hard 2 is a retread. It's a retread.
Die Hard 2 is so bad.
Yeah, Die Hard 2 is like more of a retread than than Home Alone 2 was.
Wow.
Like it's like we literally just did this, but it's in a plane now.
Yeah, Die Hard in New York because it's in LaGuardia, so it works.
Right, exactly. Yeah. Whatever with that movie. I watched it once and I was like, yeah, I'm cool. Never watching this again. But yeah, Elf moves on. Die Hard's still great. I mean, you've heard so many other dudes call it great, so let's just move on. Number 10 seed.
My fucking favorite, man.
It's my fucking favorite. Number 10 seed is Gremlins. Huh?
Yeah?
This is number 7 seed. The Santa Claus.
Y'all are going to slaughter my movie here, but that's fine.
What?
In this round, JD is first in this round.
What?
JD?
What?
What?
Oh man. Well, God, I wish I had an invention for something that could just, pick my choice for me. Maybe I need to call a little Peltzer, get me a podcast picker invention made up for him. Anyway, it's fucking terrible.
Podcast picker.
I mean, okay. Undeniably, it's the better. Santa Claus is the better Christmas movie. I mean, it's all about Christmas and Santa Claus, like directly. That's the plot. Yeah. But Gremlins is a really, it's a good fucking movie.
It is
dark as fuck.
Yeah, I love that.
Like I think it had been a few years since I watched this one. I completely forgot the Phoebe Cates dad story, Santa coming.
Wow. Yeah. What a
down the chimney, and she tells it so just. She's like. And he got stuck. Like something else could have happened. Like there was another outcome to that scenario. like he almost made it, but just at the last minute, he got stuck in there and froze to death or burned to death or whatever.
And wasn't he in there for days? And
he was in there for days. Yeah, and I
love that gets me. I'm like days. He wasn't screaming like help.
Yeah. And I like how she's like, and we just thought it was a big animal or something. Like really? So your dad goes missing, and there's something stuck in the fucking chimney. And you're worried it's an animal. Like, what? Come on.
And can I just say, what chimney have you ever seen that a person can fit down?
I know,
none.
Right? At least Santa Claus handles the physics of that better.
Exactly. And I think by the slimmest of margins, I'm gonna go with Santa Claus here.
Oh my god!
Because it has a successful chimney completion of entry and exit, successful by the lead character. He's got an edge because he is Santa Claus. I'll give him that. But I love Gremlins. I love Gremlins a lot. It's one of my favorites.
Yeah.
Sorry.
That's your. Hey, it's your right.
Man, it's your choice, man. It's
Hey,
your point. And
not JD. Sorry, JD. You're next again.
All right.
Change your mind.
So look, here's what I think about this. Let me just waste everybody else's time twice.
Who's next on this? Oh yeah, Kyle's next on this one.
Oh man, I don't like the Santa Claus. I'm sorry, guys. That movie's just not apparently. So I'm gonna go Gremlins, and I will argue, dare I say, make a point to say that that's a very Christmassy movie.
Yeah, of course.
There's a lot of Christmas trees. In fact, a Christmas tree full of gremlins attacks Mom. And it's the only thing that takes her down if she murders 7 of those things. So
yeah, her body count is like
Mom of the Year. By the way,
she wins 100%.
And that's it's super badass. But super Christmassy. Christmas lights everywhere. Again, like it's got that feel. Like when you're watching it, it's got that like Christmas feel. Even like I think there's like carols at the beginning of the movie when it's like ramping up and doing like the pre-credits.
There's like 4 movies on our list that all start off with random carolers.
Yeah. And then you even get
true.
Gremlins caroling in the middle of the movie. Right before Old Lady, like it's flown.
They're a little off key though. They need to.
They're a little off key.
Rein that pitch in.
And then I just feel like it was more Christmassy than I thought I remembered. When I was watching.
Exactly.
I was like, oh wow, like dang, this is steeping of Christmas. And they end up fighting in a convenience store, and there's toys and stuff like that. Gizmo's riding the electronic car or whatever. I don't know. It's a fun movie. It's super dark. It's a lot darker than I remember it being, and very funny. Just there are a lot of moments that are just like, man, this is just, I don't know if this is unintentional humor or just or just
it's just fucking ridiculous.
What you were going for, but you nailed it. Whatever you were trying for. But yeah, Gremlins for me.
Oh, okay. So I'm just gonna retract this vote, and it's gonna be a bye in this bracket. No, I'm just kidding.
I like that.
Nice.
I had a harder time watching Santa Claus than I did Gremlins for homework, which is weird. Santa Claus was very high on my list, but mainly because I watched it all the time. It's certainly got a lot of heart, but in terms of like Tim Allen's jokes and stuff, it's like he just said things, and because he said it in a certain tone, they're funny. Like when he gets chased out of a house, his son's like, what did that feel like going down the chimney? And he's like, it felt like America's Most Wanted. What?
Sneaking into somebody's
was Joe
house.
Walsh in there? What? Does your kid get that joke? How does that make any fucking sense?
That show was really big at that time, Jeff.
That's true. Actually, it's a little dated. Yeah, that's true.
Yeah.
There were some other jokes that he made that were just kind of like, what does that even mean, dude? Like, I don't get it. I don't know if it was just because, we were all of America on a Tim Allen high at that point. So it was all of our doings, really. I mean, and I like Home Improvement, so I still
me too. I like Home Improvement.
But the Gremlins is just, every time I go back to it, it's just like a easier watch. It's just a funnier. It's just, the humor lands more each time I watch it. Like this was the second time I watched it for the show, and it was just kind of like, I don't know, man. I just didn't remember being that funny and having. It's kind of weird because I just watched it like for the first time like 2 years ago or whatever. But it was weird to like watch it again and be like, oh yeah, this is funny, and oh yeah, the score is really great and ridiculous and cartoonish, and the mom's a badass, and there's just so many things I'm reminded of when I watch that movie. When I watch Santa Claus, I'm hearing lines like "seeing isn't believing, believing is seeing" or something like that, and I'm like, that doesn't make any fucking sense at all.
It's kid stuff, man.
It's kid stuff. Where I'm like, as a kid, I'm like, yeah, and then as an adult, I'm like, that doesn't make any sense. It's still an enjoyable watch, of course, but Gremlins is great. It ages super well, and I think it actually makes it funnier, the fact that how 80s it is and how they opted for what are they called, puppets or whatever the fuck they're called, animatronics.
Yeah,
because they thought about doing monkeys and they were like, this is gonna be fucking chaos, so they went with animatronics instead.
Oh my god, that would have been insane.
That would have been nuts. I'm glad they went the way they did, and I love the scenes where they're all like doing terrible shit, the Gremlins, like in a movie theater causing chaos, or like at a bar smoking cigarettes and drinking beer and shit.
What is she
Yeah.
doing continuing to serve them? Like, get out of there.
Yeah, I
Like,
know,
she's
right?
pouring them beer and, like, lighting their
Are they
cigarettes. I'm
paying
like,
the bartender?
you
What's the
weirdo. Yeah, are
logistics
they
of this?
paying really well? Like, get out of there.
Hey, look, there's no rule against serving gremlins after or before midnight.
That's true.
So there's,
Yeah.
there's no rule. So
And
she's just
We have
sticking
to
with it.
we have to bring up the dad. Like, he kind of slyly
Oh,
drops
God.
off a biological weapon in
Yeah.
town,
Yeah.
bounces to go on his many road trips to sell his doodads that don't work.
Oh, yeah.
And
He's
one
always
in which
working on
scene-
them, though. He's improving.
one in which scene he's selling an ashless smoker to a guy and like an ashless like ashtray or whatever, or smokeless ashtray, that's what it was. And as he's walking away, it's smoking really bad. He's like, it's okay, that'll pass. And he just walks away. Like, you just dumped this broken fucking invention off of this guy.
Yeah.
You piece of shit, after you dropped off this biological weapon in like your son's town.
There's so much comedy in that because
you're
it's like
diabolical.
all just fucked up scenarios and just weirdness and stuff.
Yeah.
And yeah, none of his inventions work great, and they
None
all
of-
keep trying to use a different one in every scene. It's great. I love that
Yeah.
part.
Oh yeah, the phone. They're answering the phone. They're turning on the lights, and it's always
the gigantic, like, army-sized radio with the 3-foot-long antenna just to turn and dim down the fucking
ridiculous.
lights. Oh, my God.
I love seeing Jonathan Banks in this movie with hair. That's crazy.
Yeah.
Oh, man, that was so cool. I was like,
Yeah.
what?
blast from the past.
It was the
I was going to
voice
say
that
about
did it.
Santa Claus too. I did like the arc that it took where Scott Calvin, that's his name because he tells everybody that, was kind of looked at like he was crazy for this Santa Claus thing, or that he was feeding his kids delusion. And man, it could have been a whole lot darker of a movie, like an adult movie, if they went that way.
Yeah.
Whereas instead of tackling it like it was a kids movie, but it was
Yeah.
a simple movie meant for kids, so
I didn't
I can't fault it
understand
for that.
why he shaved 13 times. Like, haven't you learned your lesson after, like, the second or
Yeah,
third?
it's gonna grow
shit's-
back, dude.
Shit's coming back. And it's coming back, like, now.
He said that Tim Allen said that people still come up to him and ask him for like presents because they think he knows Santa or is Santa.
What?
Oh,
Yeah,
that's
People
adorable.
still watch that movie, and well, I guess he had like 18 sequels to it as well. Or I guess it was just 3. Sorry, it was a trilogy. I don't want to exaggerate.
27
But,
sequels.
They were terrible. The sequels were awful. So don't watch
do you
those.
You think Paul Giamatti has that problem because he was in Fred Claus?
Paul Giamatti. I can't do a Paul Giamatti. That was terrible.
That was more like Jared Leto.
Paul Giamatti. I'm fucking Santa Claus.
That's like a South Park Paul Giamatti, dude. That's perfect.
It is kind of like their Matthew McConaughey is like, I got a
Hi, all right.
I got a booger that's SNL.
All
but-
right.
But he's like, I was
Nice.
driving this thing. I was rewatching an episode recently where like Timmy started like an Uber service where he just carries people.
Oh
It's
my
called,
god.
Like, Handy Car.
Oh yeah.
And all the taxi drivers and Uber like protest it, and
Right.
even Matthew McConaughey does, and he comes up in his little shitty. Or actually, he takes part in the handy car thing. He drives like a shitty version of whatever car he was advertising at the time, and he's just it's so fucking funny because he just talks nonsense. The writers of South Park got that down to a T. Like, he says nothing, and he drives off, and it sounds like poetic because it's coming out of his mouth. It's so stupid. Gremlins goes through, though, in a shock of the match,
Man.
of all of this tournament, I guess.
It's weird.
Santa
weird.
Claus just didn't age as well, which is weird because Gremlins is 80s as fuck. So, whatever. We're going to go on to the next round, though. 14th seed. 14th seed is Trading Places. That's a great movie. I'm glad I watched this finally. Versus number 3 seed, Scrooged.
Shit.
Yeah, buddy. Oh, God, I'm first on this one. Oh, fuck me.
Good. This is not an easy round for me. They were maybe not placed very close on my list, but like, man.
In terms of quality of movie, these are like up there. Like,
Yeah,
big time.
seriously.
And
yeah.
maybe even Trading Places might have a hair of an edge over Scrooged for me in terms of movie quality, but like Scrooge has the Christmas element we're looking for. It
Yeah.
has like all of that. Trading Places has that scene where he's dressed up drunk as Santa and stuff, and there's like an occasional Merry Christmas and stuff in the movie.
Yeah, because it's around the holidays it's taking place. Yeah.
Right. I gave my dog a chewing thing, by the way, and he just came in with like a quarter of it left. It's like one of those long rawhide things or whatever.
Yeah.
He just came in with a quarter of it left in his mouth and looked at me and ran off.
He's like, I Eat it, bitch.
Status update.
Look what I fucking did. Like, it's like, dude, you were supposed to chill with that.
What are you fucking doing right now,
You
Captain
fucking,
Podcast?
you fucking into this or what? Yeah.
Anyway, though, Scrooge though does have the Christmas element. I mean, it's literally Christmas Carol. Updated to.
Oh my god, it is!
Oh my god, no way!
I never put it together.
Whoa!
No.
But yeah, I mean, Bill Murray's performance too. I mean, it's comparable with Eddie Murphy's because that was like one of Eddie Murphy's like career performances. Certainly Dan Aykroyd's because.
Yeah.
When has he ever done anything that challenging? Like,
yeah,
everything else, he's just kind of nerdy and fast talking and stuff. And this one, he was just more proper and dickish. So,
he was stiff as fuck, but like comedically, not
very
bad.
different for him, in my opinion.
Yeah.
I don't know, man. I'm gonna go with Scrooge for the Christmas factor. Honestly, that's really what it comes down to in this episode.
Yeah.
Because they're both fucking great movies. But JD's next.
Well, I just watched Trading Places last night, actually, and enjoyed the shit out of it. It was really funny, especially the back half. Once they maybe back third or so, once they start taking their plot, once they start working together a little bit. But yeah, I'm gonna go with Scrooge as well, man. That's an iconic movie from my childhood, and it's got everything, man. It's got something for everybody, and it's another 80s movie that holds up really fucking well.
Yeah, absolutely. Feels timeless.
I mean, anything Bill Murray for sure is already going to get my attention, but
yeah,
I genuinely believe his transformation in that. Like, if I saw the shit that they showed me and I was that big of an asshole, which I might be, I don't know, I just need somebody to show it to me. If I was that big of an asshole to everybody in my life and I saw all that stuff, like, how could you not come out of that and be a little redeeming? But funny enough, I have tried for so long. It's been so long since I've watched Scrooge. I have been trying to place where the fuck do I know Mary Lou Retton as Tiny Tim? Like, I've asked people, have you ever seen the version of this story with Mary Lou Retton as Tiny Tim? They're like, what the fuck are you talking about? Always forget that it's from the fictional version of the show in the movie.
Holy shit.
Oh.
That's crazy.
Like, I'm seriously,
and you latched onto that.
I'm like, wait, you've never fucking I know what I'm talking about. Like, you've never fucking seen that? They're like, no, you're insane. I'm like, no, it exists. Like, it's a real thing. So I'm glad I got to rewatch the movie and cure that, and I can sleep later. This podcast does a lot of that for me. Alleviates sleepless nights for useless.
Oh, I'm sorry we pick shitty movies
Useless
and fall
things.
asleep. You piece of shit. No, I'm just kidding.
No.
So which one did you go for? I'm sorry.
Scrooge.
So that one, I guess.
You Scrooged.
Kyle, would you have voted for Scrooge
I
as
got
well?
Scrooged out of this.
You did.
Yeah,
sorry, man.
No, it's fine. I would have gone Scrooged also because, Christmas and stuff, man.
Right.
And it actually is my favorite version of Christmas Carol, because I'm going to watch A Christmas Carol, a story we all know. Might as well watch with Bill Murray in it, you know?
Yeah, exactly.
True.
So.
The next round... Oh, boy, this is a tough one for me. The next round... Actually, you know what? It's not. It's number 11 seed... You know what? Fuck it. It's not. This is easy.
It's not. It's fucking not.
The number 11 seed, The Ref,
Yeah.
versus number 6 seed, the one movie we haven't talked about yet. It's Nightmare Before Christmas. Yeah. This may or may not be tough for me. I don't know. Kyle's first.
I just watched The Ref today.
I know you did.
And I really liked it. Very fun movie. I laughed a lot. Yeah, and that's, man, I definitely don't want to get married. That's what marriage and family is.
The successful version of that is hating your family together.
Yeah, I know, and that's like that's the big win at the end, that like they agreed that like they both are shitty people and they come from shitty families or whatever.
Yeah.
All right, great, progress. But it's very funny. I love how like cut the bullshit like Dennis Leary is.
Yeah.
Yeah, I thought it was really funny. So, but I gotta go Nightmare Before Christmas, man. It's, I mean, the movie's jolly. It's about Jack Skellington stealing Christmas away because he's tired of Halloween.
Yeah.
Because,
it's
that's
way more, it's way more Christmassy. Yeah.
It's way more Christmassy. But, he kidnaps Santa Claus, and it's fucking good, man. The movie's good. It's got good music, and Danny Elfman and all that stuff,
Yeah.
Like, how many times we got to bring that guy up, it's Nightmare Before Christmas for me. Ref is great, though. Super great. I'm really happy I got to watch that.
Yes, I'm happy that you liked it, despite all the fondler.
I was able to remove myself, from it and enjoy how funny he was. So that's good that I'm able to do that. Because, I was worried. I was just like, oh, man, I'm going to be thinking about how many dudes he touched during this, or anybody. Yeah. It doesn't matter who he touched during this fucking thing. And I think I said it the other week. I don't know if I said it, on our chat or whatever. I'm like, it wouldn't have happened on this set because Dennis Leary would have knock some heads around.
Shut that shit down.
He would have shut it down, So I kind of feel a little better about that, I guess. So.
I'm next in this one, and I'm not excited about it. I love The Ref. The Ref was my choice. I think I had it either a little higher than Nightmare Before Christmas. I don't know, whatever. But I love The Ref, man. It's funny as shit, and I like the writing a lot, especially how it always, every line, gradually builds towards the tension just completely fucking snapping in the final act of it. God, I'd be such a dickhead if I didn't vote for Nightmare Before Christmas. I can't not vote for Nightmare Before. That's the more Christmassy movie. What are you, dumb? Of course I'm vote for that movie.
It's got every holiday.
And you're absolutely right. But the Ref is still really Christmassy. They're opening presents and classic fighting around the dinner table. It's Christmas. But no, it's Night Before Christmas is way more Christmassy, way more festive.
Oh yeah, 100%. So that one wins. I assume, JD, would you have gone Nightmare as well?
Yeah, absolutely. But I did enjoy The Ref quite a bit.
Nice.
Can't believe that was one that I hadn't seen, because everybody that I told, I watched The Ref for the podcast. They're like, dude, Ref is fucking great. I'm like, no, how have I?
There's so many.
How have I not seen this?
Moments where I thought he was just going to launch into the I'm an Asshole song. There's so many. I was just like, this is it. This is it! Or at least he's going to say it or not do it, and he never did, and I respect that.
So the Nightmare Before Christmas moves on, and we're in our quarterfinals now. Woo! Here we go. All right. So here we go. Woo! Woo! Yeah! Woo! Woo! Home Alone versus Paul Thomas Anderson. Oh, sorry. Planes, Trains, and Automobiles.
Oh shit.
We have Jamie
Candy
going first
versus
in this
Candy.
round.
Candy versus Candy.
Do you guys need to discuss this?
No,
really
not really. Not really.
No.
I mean, it.
You guys are first, so that's why I asked.
Are you conflicted?
I mean,
Me?
kinda, but one is obviously more Christmassy than the other, I guess.
Well, but it's holiday movies, though.
Yeah,
so,
that's true. Yeah.
So shit. Let's talk it out. Let's talk it out.
Let's talk it out. Let's do chit-chat.
We talked ourselves into talking about it.
Chit-chat.
Okay. Chit-chat. We're gonna vote for a vote.
I mean,
I vote that we vote.
Hey, that's the democratic process at work.
Yeah.
Okay, so I mean, from a favorite movie standpoint, it's going to be Planes, Trains for me. I think it's a better movie. What's more holiday-ish? I mean, I don't know. I think Planes, Trains has a lot of the Thanksgiving. Is Thanksgiving spirit even a thing? Is that something people say? Thanksgiving spirit.
It's about family.
I mean, they're worried. They're worried about where they're gonna have their Thanksgiving meal and all that.
Right.
And his family's grateful, I guess, eventually that he gets home, even though he's late. Oh, spoilers! Shit, sorry. He makes it home after several planes, trains, and automobiles.
You gonna do that to these people?
Man, I think
on a 30-year-old movie.
Sorry.
How dare you, sir?
I know it. You guys, you know what? Send all your complaints to my Twitter that I'll never read.
JD loves Nazis.
JD loves Nazis at ilovenazis.com. That's my Twitter handle. Is that how that works?
Yeah, you put another at in there. Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, there we go. At.com. Yeah, perfect. Nailed it. I'm gonna go Planes, Trains, and I love Home Alone for so many reasons, but nostalgia being one of them. But Planes and Trains and them automobiles, man, that had me fucking rolling with how funny it is. I love the two of them together, and seeing John Candy again, can't go wrong with that. In a bigger role than in Home Alone, where he's actually, comedic. I don't think he's very funny in Home Alone. He's okay. He's a little slubby.
All right, so Kyle's next. Yay, Kyle. Good luck. I'm gonna take a nap over here. I don't like this round.
Me neither. I'm gonna. Home Alone really struck a chord with me when I watched it.
Yeah.
But man, I really like Planes, Trains, and Automobiles.
Yeah, I do too. It's my number one, man.
Yeah.
No, actually, Elf was. I'm sorry.
It's close to my top.
When he walks back to the car rental place, that's one of my favorite fucking scenes ever. The way he chews that lady out, and then she's like, "Oh, you're fat." Like, that's just. I wish I could talk. I wish I could talk to somebody like that. That's that right. But he forgets the one fucking thing that's going to get him what he wants. He doesn't have it. It's great. As a customer service representative, love it. She wins.
That's good.
She does. I
gotta go Planes, Trains, and Automobiles.
Ooh, snap. Okay. I could have been persuaded if there was a sound argument created to go Home Alone.
Home Alone
after that recent rewatch, I would have ranked it much higher.
There is way too much attempted death and murder going on in Home Alone. Whereas
Death by Lego.
That's a real issue. Maybe not now because cell phones exist and stuff, but and Uber and whatnot.
Yeah. But
these guys had a band together to make the holidays happen, and then by the end of it, even though he hates that guy, they kind of form a bond, and he invites him in for dinner, and that guy's got such a sad story, and it's just a fucking good movie, man. John Candy kills that part too.
He does.
That goofy, lovable, but kind of irritating guy. Can't help it love him, but don't want him around.
He realizes his flaws to a certain degree, enough to be defensible about him.
Mm-hmm.
Every time Steve Martin chews his ass out, he comes back with something, and you're like, okay.
Oh, I know. Yeah, he makes you feel bad about Steve Martin yelling at him. You're like, yeah, give it to him. Aww.
But he has that moment. He's like, look, I know who I am. And you're like, God damn it, you do.
You fucking do, man. Probably would have voted P's, T's, and A's myself, but yeah, whatever. It moves on.
P's, T's, and A's, man.
I'll save what I gotta say for that for a little bit. But the next matchup it's Christmas Story versus Christmas Vacation. You can't say these aren't Christmassy because they got fucking Christmas in the title.
Wow.
Nah.
Wow.
Wow. Right? Yeah.
Yeah.
All right. I'm first in Christmas Story. So up next is JD.
Shit.
Just
I've already made my stance clear.
You're making a character out of yourself, out of your hate for this movie that you claim not to hate.
I've made my stance clear. Why pretend? It doesn't make sense to. So JD's next.
It's a little easier for me, I guess, and I thought it might be. I found myself actually smiling watching A Christmas Story for the first time as an adult, all the way through. Seeing little tidbits here and there on the holidays, or favorite big best Christmas moments videos and stuff like that. Doesn't do the story justice. That kid can fucking act. The way that he is just conveying everything in these or what would you call them, fantasy scenes where he's acting all these things out.
Yeah, yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Watching just the subtle looks on his face, and I'm assuming that kid's maybe 6 or 7 when he made it. He's young.
No, I'm kidding.
Yeah, he hasn't aged at all. He got that rifle, and he
froze
shot
himself after the movie.
He shot himself in the grow bone and just stopped. God, what's a grow bone? I don't even know. God damn it.
Is that nickname for penis?
It could be. I don't know. We'll see.
Uh-oh.
We need Kevin Spacey to weigh in on that.
Shit.
So I'm gonna go with the Christmas Story as well, man. That one, I'm sorry, dude. I love Christmas Vacation, but I think Christmas Story is the quintessential what it was like to be a kid around the holidays, especially maybe back then, that thing you wanted that you never you hoped you got, and you could envision yourself playing with it, and even going off onto a totally different level with the rifle and defending his family. I love that one where he's like,
that was so funny,
spitting stuff out the window. Is like, don't come around here anymore. I'll be waiting. Like everything about it is just adorable.
I love when he's beating the shit out of that bully too. When he just lost it at his breaking point.
Deserves it totally.
Yeah, it was awesome.
Absolutely deserves it. I love how the adults act in his fantasies, like especially his mother. I don't know why, but like every one of the fantasy scenes that she was in, especially the one where the teacher was the witch, and it's like the narrator's like, great. My mom got her in on it too, and she's there like, you're gonna shoot your eye out, like all fucking just eccentric.
I love that. Literally everybody says
that. It was great. It was great. So yeah, exactly. So it was good. I had the better rewatch with the Christmas Story, so I'm gonna push that.
I totally until I rewatched it, I did not remember the dream sequences, like at all. I vividly remember the lamp, of course.
Yeah.
The leg lamp.
The from when I watched it over the years, of course I'm talking about. And when he visited Santa is like the thing I remember most.
Yeah.
Right. Good stuff. I've seen that scene so many fucking times. I don't know why. It just happens to be on TV every time I look at it whenever this movie's on. But yeah, that and the school when they're in school and they're all wearing teeth and stuff.
Oh yeah.
I like how the teacher holds her hand out like her hand doesn't have room for all those teeth, but whatever, that's fine. And then of course the double dog, and then he skips the triple dare and then goes straight to the triple dog.
Yeah, it's like he broke the rules. He went straight for the triple dog dare.
And of course the bully scene too. Yeah, it was a great scene where he fought the bully. There's a lot of like fantasy elements to the movie that like identify with the kid, like helps the kid identify in the story and stuff. Like when I was younger watching this movie, I'm like, yep, that's exactly how I envision myself. Actually watching the flashback or the dream sequences was kind of like, yep, when I was a kid, I would envision doing that shit myself with all my toys.
Absolutely. It was Nerf guns for me. Like, I remember that.
You just think you're a badass, and it's just, no, it doesn't work out like that. You're silly. You end up, it's the first time you go playing with it, you end up getting hurt or hurting it or whatever.
Yep. Or breaking it or
exactly.
God, some tragedy is about to befall you when you finally.
So I love that it went wrong as predicted at the end.
And I love that his mom fucking fell for it. Like, no, that icicle did not fall off the roof. Come on, Mom. Like, either she's like, playing it off.
Yeah, come on.
Yeah.
What a story.
She doesn't give him. Sorry.
Kyle, where do you think you would have had in mind somewhere to vote on this one?
Yeah, I agree with everything that JD said about Christmas Story, but I probably still would have gone Christmas Vacation.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, but it doesn't matter, so.
Well, that's ruined. Are you logging off now, or?
I can't even believe you can still hear me because I go.
The next matchup is Gremlins versus Elf, because that makes sense.
That actually kind of does make sense.
Yeah. Would he survive, do you think? I think he could kick some ass.
Gremlins versus Elf.
If it was a snowball fight, he could.
Would Buddy survive against Gremlins?
I think he would. I'm gonna take back Christmas from these fuckers. You know,
I don't think he'd ever get mad enough to appreciate the gravity of the situation he was in. Like,
ooh, look how cute it is. Yeah.
Yeah, exactly. Like, he would just be bewildered by it, and then just be dead because he'd make them and they'd eat him. Like,
that's true.
They would just eat him.
The person that's up first in this one is Kyle. Have fun.
Gremlins versus Elf.
Yeah.
Gosh. I'll tell you, I watch Gremlins more, I revisit Gremlins more, but there's no denying that Elf is the way more festive, Christmassy, jolly movie. And it's one that I enjoy more every time I go back and watch it. Because like I said, when I first watched it, I was just like, eh. And then I watched it again, and I'm like, oh. So, yeah, you know, you get it, you know. You just, sometimes you're in a bah humbug mood, and, you know, you don't want to watch that shit. Right. And I don't even think I watched that movie during Christmas, so like that probably didn't help either when I watched it the first time. So that doesn't help anything.
Elf in July fucking sucks.
Yeah, I know. It's like fucking bullshit, man. Texas in July, you're just like, man, fucking, I don't want to think about Christmas right now. We're so far away from that.
Who wants to celebrate Christmas in a tropical climate anyway? Rest in peace, everyone.
but I fucking really like Elf. It's got so much heart. It's a very warm movie, and it's got Zoe Deschanel's in it.
Deschanel.
Deschanel's.
Disc melt. Yeah, she's great.
Yeah, she's fine.
I knew her first as like an actress that could sing. I'm next in this round. Sorry, I didn't mean to like take over. Or whatever.
No, I'm done.
But done talking. That's how I end every time I finish now. But yeah, I'm gonna go with Elf too, even though like I helped put Gremlins through whatever. But Elf is clearly the more festive movie. It's accessible, whereas Gremlins is probably not gonna be for everybody. Even now or back then, like it just, especially adults that will either like probably not get the humor or appreciate it, the darkness of it, and how it pokes light at it. But Elf, though, man, this is for fucking everybody. It's funny, and it's not Will Ferrell at his most Will Ferrellist. You know, it's he's kind of like he's conveying a lot of heart, and the jokes are more. I don't know. They appeal to the masses more. It's not like "Mom, meatloaf," which is funny to me, but like when he keeps unknowingly chastising Peter Dinklage for being a certain height and keeps calling him an elf. That seems fucking funny because he's a mean little elf. He just doesn't get it. It is hilarious. And then Peter Dinklage beats the shit out of him because that's what Lannisters always pay their debts.
They do.
Even though they're like in trouble for not, but whatever, that's fine.
Yeah, they're in debt right now.
They're in so much debt.
No,
they've been in so much debt since we've been here. They've been in debt since the moment we've heard that motto.
Yes.
Hey, think about that.
She paid it. She paid it at the expense of a certain house that I won't spoil.
First off, spoilers. Second off,
look,
yeah, she did. You're right.
Yeah, she did.
Yeah, I forgot about that.
She did.
She totes did.
She's clear.
But yeah,
and then she took out another loan.
She immediately took out another loan.
She did.
She's like, okay, that paid off.
Like, goddamn it, the Iron Bank is goddamn PLS check cashers. Fuck my life. With an army of minimum wage workers.
Elf goes through. I'm pretty sure, JD, you would have voted for Elf too.
I don't even want to acknowledge that this round existed because it should have been Elf versus Santa Claus, but whatever. No, I'm kidding.
Whatever.
It would have been Elf.
That would have been a funny, just a matchup that's funny to say.
Yeah, that's what I wanted. That's why I voted for it. Whatever. I don't know.
All right.
Yeah, Elf for show.
I kind of like that show, like, all right, but I always hated that.
I did too. I hated
They did it during every
much.
commercial outro and commercial intro.
Yeah,
It was like
and the actual
weird
intro
little-
and the outro.
Yeah, like it was probably at least 3/4 of the show was just like
you
Tim
hear
Allen
him,
grunt.
and then when he grunts, he's like, I just hate it. I just
Yeah, and
hate
he had like all different timbres and versions for different things. Just like I love the silent one where he's doing it with his face, but he's not saying anything because he's so appalled at what he's hearing. Like y'all can't see what I'm doing right now, but
Oh, but I can picture it.
yeah. Oh man.
The next matchup is Scrooge versus The Nightmare Before Christmas.
Mother.
Oh my god.
Don't.
Oh my
Don't.
god, I'm last on this one. So
Don't.
JD and Kyle, you guys can have at it. JD, you're first.
Oh,
Don't.
thank God. As long as I'm not first.
Don't.
This is Halloween. This is... Okay.
Right. Shit, man. I mean, all right. So Scrooged is, I would say, the antithesis of Christmas stories, right? I mean, that's like as
Really the
good as
Christmas.
it's as good as it gets. I mean, but Nightmare Before Christmas has all the different holiday elements. I love the music. That's
That's a plus.
that's definitely a plus.
100%. Yep.
100%. Love that hour 16 runtime. Since Justice League has made runtime a major point of criticism for me lately, even though I haven't even fucking seen it. So
can I just go on a Justice League thing real quick?
Absolutely.
Despite not seeing it, it has not stopped me from shitting all over it.
No, I'm gonna shit all over that movie.
I feel vindicated that that wasn't robbed from me. Like I decided not to see it, but I still get to like shit on it. So,
Hey,
Yeah.
hooray for me! Not specifically, but
There's binoculars involved here. We are watching from afar, and we know what happened.
I know what happens.
We know what's in that movie.
I know what
And it's
goes
garbage.
on, and you know what? Anytime anyone tries to make a point, I just spam the picture of Superman's face.
Like just
Yes.
and tell
so bad.
and tell it to the point of it's just juvenile on my part, where it's just like, but then, and I'm like Superman, I see what you're doing, Superman face, it's just like whatever you say is invalid. Someone okayed that.
Yeah. The day after that picture was shared in our group chat, I was with a few friends, and they were going to see it that night. And I was like, guys, you have to see this. They're like, no, we don't want to see anything. Don't spoil that for us. I'm like, no, but come on, you got to see this picture. And half of them that were going to see it didn't go to see it anymore.
Yes.
So I was like, you know what?
Saved lives.
I just saved lives, exactly. And when it comes
You're
out
the
on
real
Redbox,
Superman,
and I do I'm just gonna write "don't" on the disc, and I'm gonna return it. I don't even know if I'm gonna watch it, but I'm gonna rent it. I'm gonna write "don't," and I'm gonna return it. And I feel like I've saved. I have collectively saved America $32, some shit like that. So
good.
Feeling good about it.
Feel good.
Okay, but back to movies that we enjoy though. These fucking two.
Yeah. Did you pick one? I didn't even hear you pick one.
No, I haven't. I'm very conflicted on this because these are both childhood favorites. I enjoyed the shit out of rewatching both of these movies. The adult in me is inclined to go for Scrooge because I think that's one that you can show anybody at any age that's maybe not this day and age. Maybe don't show a 12-year-old this movie. Maybe.
Yeah.
But I just think it holds up. I mean, Nightmare Before Christmas is fantastic, but I'm gonna go with Scrooge. I don't want to. I'm gonna go with Scrooge. Locking it in. Going Scrooge.
JD's locked in. All right.
JD, we're synchronized today because I just feel a lot of things that you're feeling about these movies. I tell you.
Cool.
That being said, I think I'm gonna have to go Nightmare Before Christmas literally because I was going to hear what Jeff said.
Fucking damn it.
Hey, I like
and I feel good about it too. Like I'm not choosing it just because of that, but like I feel because I like Nightmare Before
I believe
Christmas
in my heart that if I had been swayed towards Nightmare, you would have made the same sacrifice and gone for Scrooge. Because you could have. Either one of us could have gone either way.
Yeah, and you know what?
Either way.
If you chose Nightmare, I
Either
probably
way.
would have chosen Scrooge, just to be honest.
Either way. Either way's fine.
Yeah, either way.
Either way.
Pardon
So
me,
you
I'm
do
taking
or you
sips
don't?
now.
You want Scrooged or you don't? Okay.
You do or you don't. You do or you don't.
You do,
No, I
you do
want
or you don't.
Nightmare.
You do or you don't.
You
Jeff's
do?
gonna have to make a decision.
Or you don't. Either way.
Either way.
Either way. Anyway.
What's it gonna be?
I'm going to go with the one that's full-blown Christmas and doesn't sing about Halloween once. I'm going to go with Scrooged.
Okay.
Bill Murray's performance is just more magnetic to me, even though Nightmare has obviously stunning visuals and shit, and great music, tremendous music, tremendous score.
It's great.
Look,
Fantastic.
I talked to Danny Elfman. He said, "Look, it's the best. It's look."
Look.
I don't know where I was
I've
going.
never done better. This is the best that I've ever done.
Look, I know Jack O'Lantern. He's a great guy.
Great guy, tremendous guy.
I know the mayor of Halloween Town. I'm gonna be
Oh,
there.
yeah.
He's gonna
He's
give me a
great.
key to the town. We're friends. We're best friends.
Easter Bunny crashes all my parties. It's great.
His face switches. You don't know what you get with that guy. He's a bundle of fun.
Jesus. I literally wrote in Nightmare Before Christmas for some reason, even though I'm voting for Scrooge. But yeah, I don't know. I think that movie
Johnny
just
wanted-
spoke to me more at the end of the day.
And
whereas
both of those
Nightmare,
were new for you, right? Like you hadn't seen
They
either
were.
one. Wow.
And Scrooge was like immediately top 3 for me, and Nightmare was like, yeah, I see the value in this. You know, like
Yeah.
it was,
Yeah.
you know, it has a lot of things creatively going for it in terms of, I mean, it's still, there's not really a movie that's like it. There's a lot of movies that try to emulate it, but
Yeah.
It's one that I could watch
Yeah.
honestly on mute and just appreciate the stop action because
Yeah.
it's. I mean, those are. I mean, what year did that come out?
93.
Yeah.
93. That's really
I
impressive.
saw the
for that
toys
time.
at Disney. They were not the toys, the diorama that they were using.
Yeah.
I saw it at
It's
Disney.
fucking crazy, right?
I mean, it's unbelievable, and it's so Tim Burton. Like you can tell
Right.
that's how he tried to make Batman Returns is in that likeness, just that zany.
Yeah, that came out the year before.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So
I don't know. People might. I was certainly by that age Tim Burtoned out. You know, it was another weird thing with Tim Burton's name on it.
I loved Edward Scissorhands,
I don't
man.
know.
That
Yeah,
was a
me
good
too.
one.
I love Edward Scissorhands.
No, I mean Batman Returns just had so much weirdness that I loved. I watched Batman Returns all the time, but it was like so much weird that I was just kind of like, I'm good with this amount of weird.
Yeah,
I'm good with this.
I
don't want an overload.
The Penguin is great, but now with what Danny DeVito has turned into as an actor, like I could go back and watch that performance all day. And Christopher Walken too.
Dude, Piper does such a fucking sexy Catwoman.
Yeah.
Are you kidding me with all that? That had
sexy.
some feelings billowing up when I'm watching that
Catwoman.
movie. Oh, totally.
Yeah, she is so good in that. Oh my god.
Dude,
100%. Because Hathaway is good, but she's like,
put her back in the leather for Flashpoint. That's all I'm saying.
Please. And make her like a little bit more on the other end of the
Hey, because she was great in Mother. She's like such a good bitch in Mother.
Dude.
If you see Mother, you'll be like, man, this woman is the worst.
Is Mother out there on totally legal downloading sites by chance?
I don't know about that yet, but I wouldn't even. I don't know if I would tell you. I wouldn't trust me to get that information for you.
Oh, okay.
Because I have feelings about that movie. That's
I'm gonna.
that make me go.
I hope I like it.
Certainly.
I like it so much to make top 10.
But yeah, Scrooge is moving forward. That's going to make an interesting semifinal.
Semifinal.
The next round, this is pretty tough. This is tough.
Is it?
It's Planes, Trains, and Automobiles versus Christmas Story. This is tough. This is pretty tough.
And you're first,
because
aren't
you want to vote one way and not another. And
Yeah.
I don't know. It's just really hard for me. I'm first. God damn it. What the fuck? That's fine. It's fine. We'll be fine, you guys.
I'm glad we've all gotten a pretty good spread of being first during these terrible matchups.
Yeah.
It's been fair.
Yeah. Even with the quick vote, somehow we managed to all be first in crucial matchups.
Hi, if you're not first, you're last.
Fucking shit.
Shit.
Fuck shits and asses. That's what the name of the first movie should be, because this has been a swindle. It's a terrible movie. No, I'm just kidding. I don't like this at all. Planes, Trains, and Automobiles. Shit! I don't want to do this at all. Oh, fuck it, whatever. I'm just gonna go Christmas Story for this one. I feel really bad about doing that.
Yeah, what are you doing that for?
But it is, it's... Look, you watch Planes, Trains, and Automobiles, and it's more, yes, they're going cross-country because it's the holidays and they're trying to be home with family. Maybe not Dell so much, spoilers on that, but Christmas Story is through and through.
If you have a family, not so fast.
Christmas Story is through and through. It's about Christmas. It's about specifically being a kid at Christmas. And I feel like anybody can identify with that. Getting that one thing that you want that everybody tells you for one reason or another you can't have. And having this movie like made Santa a terrorist for me. Which I found really like bizarre. It kind of might have been the reason why I was like crying as a kid when I first visited Santa, because like he was kind of a dick in this movie. And he like literally like pushes him with his foot down the slide. It was great.
Yeah, he's horrifying.
But yeah, I mean, there's a lot of comedy that obviously as a kid I didn't understand that. It kind of scarred me. But as an adult, I mean, that's fucking funny. Like Santa's just like, fuck it, I don't care. Like I'm Santa, and I don't give a shit.
Ho, ho, ho.
Now I have a machine gun. But yeah, I'm going Christmas Story because it's more festive. Okay, it's more festive, and it's more about the holiday than probably any of these movies, honestly. Well, maybe a couple. All right, so up next after my atrocious vote is JD.
Man, I'm going to split the vote here. I'm going to go Planes, Trains. And I'll tell you why. Because yeah, what kids want is important, but what father wouldn't desperately want to get home to his family? I mean, that's the pinnacle of holidays, is being with family, whether it's Thanksgiving or Christmas or, regardless. And, what lengths would somebody go to? What would you put up with? And he earned it. I would say both characters earned what they got. One of them got home and one of them got that fucking rifle. Spoiler, sorry. God damn it, I keep spoiling. These fucking...
Well, and Dell had somebody to spend the holidays with.
Yeah, that
was a great...
Yeah.
For John Hughes, I'm just saying this just in case. I don't know what way Kyle's going to vote, because this is legitimately a tough one. But I gotta say, for John Hughes though, that was like a huge departure for him because up until that point he had done was it Breakfast Club? Did he do that?
Yeah.
And 16
Candles
Candles and Pretty in Pink and Ferris Bueller, and then he comes out with this, and people are like, "Oh, Ferris Bueller was a year after," but still, he comes out with this, and people are like, "What?"
Yeah,
no,
this is
Ferris
what
Bueller
happens
was a
when
year
you
before.
don't
I was
approach
right.
it with a coming of age approach. You
It
just
was
tell a
so
story.
bizarre, and people were like, "What a departure!" And it was very adult. And for it to end on the note that it did, with this giant twist, Steve Martin's heading home and realizes that Dell's alone. That was a great twist. And when him being introduced to his wife, it still gets to me, dude. It just fucking does. I wanna break down and cry like a little.
Because he wouldn't have gotten home without him. Period.
Yeah.
Period. And if he had just listened to him from the get-go and taken his advice on a couple things like the hotel and all that, I mean,
Right.
I think he realized that maybe he's not so perfect either.
Right.
You know.
And I love the mess around scene. It's a great scene.
Yes.
Great scene. Great scene. Look.
I'm going to tell you something about this scene. It's great.
Oh,
It's great.
I tell you. I saw an early cut of it. It is great.
Huge respect for
Tremendous.
all of you Pocahontas
But
Native
Donald, that movie
Americans.
came out 30
Huge
years ago,
respect.
but I saw an early cut. It was great. So Kyle's next, because JD's supposed to vote like a dick.
You know, it is easy to relate to the want of something at Christmas for Christmas Story and stuff like that. Like, it's super easy. You know, but like, while relating to stuff and being nostalgic about stuff is one thing, I think like the better message, holiday message, comes from Planes, Trains, and Automobiles.
Yeah, that's
where
true.
you know it's just like, dude, like, you know, y'all want to be somewhere. You're all trying to get somewhere, you know, like,
Right.
and don't just shit on someone or be so horrible to someone. You have no idea what they're going through. Like, think about what Steve Martin, like, after you realize what was going on, everything he had said shitty to him the entire movie. I mean, that's running through his head, you know, the character.
Yep.
Right.
You know,
Yep.
it would be my head, like, oh shit, I'm a piece of shit. You know, so it's just like it's a good message, and you need a good message around the holiday season. It's nice to think about like the things that you're getting, you know, around the
Right.
holiday season. Here, I'm gonna get mushy now, but you got to think about the things that you're giving, guys.
There you go.
Boom.
Thank you for giving us
You guys,
that.
look.
You're welcome.
Oh boy. So PCs and A's moves forward to the finals. I mean, at least it was a battle, and it was rightfully so because these are both very like festive holiday-ish movies.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah. The next matchup is no different. It's Elf versus Scrooged.
Shit.
And
Shit.
on this one, Kyle goes first.
It's on me. Oh, let me tell you.
Ow!
Ow!
God damn.
Your poor dog is like, what have I signed up
Yeah,
for?
he is staring at me.
He's got like
Fuck.
at least like 1/8 of a rawhide left.
Oh,
He's
man.
good.
I feel so bad about like,
gone
the
now,
dog that
I'm
lives
pretty
here at this house. So I'm just like, man, that's gonna suck because like I'll just like run up to him and be like, doggy, you know, like what the fuck, you know, I'm napping. Anyways, not dog abuse, but over loving aside. Because I love dogs. Anyways,
You like Dex?
I like dags. What are we talking about? Scrooge versus Starship
Scrooge
Troopers?
versus Elf, yeah.
Oh, okay, Elf. Starship Troopers, very festive.
Starship Troopers. Desire to know more intensifies.
Oh, God.
God damn. I think Scrooge is actually not a movie I grew up with like as a kid. Like, it's a movie that my dad and I started watching when I was in my teens or whatever. It was one of those moments where he was just like, "You haven't seen this movie?" You know, and so I was like, "Oh, okay." So it's a movie that I often say that I've watched my entire life, but it's not a movie I really watched until I was really able to appreciate it, I guess. You know, I think you can still find it funny if you're a kid or whatever, but like I got the jokes when I saw it the first time. Man, the story was going to build up towards something. But really, this is just a hard fucking choice.
It is. It's very difficult.
Elf, you know, like we've heard that story. I didn't really like it the first time I saw it, but it grew every time I watched it. I don't know. I think Scrooge is the movie I appreciate more as like an adult or whatever. Like it just like really, I like that story of A Christmas Story, but told like in a way that's not like,
Merle, gumdrops and bubble gums, and he's gonna learn his lesson right and everything. I don't know. There's like this story. It's got that Bill Murray resistance where he doesn't want to change at first, but much like Ebenezer Scrooge did too. But like I just like Murray's spin on it. It's just believable, and I like the movie kind of setting or whatever, where they're like is a movie producer or something like that. They're all
right
working for him. I just like that. I think it's cool, because like where else does greed exist more than in Hollywood? So
I was gonna say I like that side of it too in the '80s, where you're kind of like, I don't know. I just didn't really feel like we got a lens into that in the '80s.
Yeah.
And seeing how programming was scheduled, and it could be complete bullshit because I don't know. It's the '80s,
right? Yeah.
I don't know, but it was cool to see the way that he scheduled the block and stuff like that, and rejected everything, and it was always like just shitty TV shows that he would for the holiday, whatever. Yeah, I love Bill Murray in that movie too.
Yeah, Scrooge.
Were you voting Scrooge? I'm sorry.
Yeah, Scrooge for me.
Okay. Fucking hell! I'm next on this one, and I do have Elf higher, and that's not the reason that I'm going to vote for it here. Let me say that. A Scrooged, it might be tougher. I think it's a little bit tougher of a sell. I didn't see it at all when I was a kid. Kyle, you saw it as a kid, right?
I mean, like I was more of a teenager, like 13.
Oh, okay.
You know what I mean? Like, I didn't grow up with it.
Right.
With some of the other movies I watched with my pops, but like that's one that he was just like, "Oh, I can't believe you've never seen this movie. We're gonna watch this for Christmas." And
Yeah, I don't know. That movie just either eluded me or my parents might have known that it wouldn't have spoken to me as much or whatever. But I feel like Elf, the argument I could make here is that Elf is a little bit more accessible, I guess. In certain ways, like I was arguing before when it was fighting Gremlins. But not in the sense Gremlins can alienate some audiences, and I don't think Scrooge can do that. But it's just I'm trying to picture kids watching it and not getting the same thing that we did as much.
Yeah.
But, it's got a great. I mean, Bill Murray.
As a kid, you're not
going
to get the subtleties of Bill Murray's performance. I don't even want to call it performances, but just like how much of a dick he is, because a lot of his stuff is just like underhanded, like backhanded compliments and stuff like that, and you're not going to get that as a kid,
And I just love the arc of Elf. I just love it. I mean, you feel it from the very beginning when he meets James Caan. By the way, there's a lot of similarities between Elf and Planes, Trains, and Automobiles, and we'll talk about them in the finals if it goes through. Just wanted to say that, JD.
Wow, yeah, you're really confident here.
Well, I'm going Scrooge just so Jeff can't get what he thought.
Yeah, Jeff doesn't get to talk about the thing he was going to say.
Oh, man.
No, but for real, there are, and I was thinking about this the other day, and I was like, what are the chances that those two are going to actually fight each other, though? I legitimately was like thinking something else would go through, or Elf would lose to whatever, Gremlins or Santa Claus or whatever. Actually, I didn't know the matchups, so I'm on the same page as you guys now. I'm like, what are the fucking matchups? But yeah, Elf is where my vote's going. I watched it again this holiday season, like I was telling you guys last week, or the last episode, whenever people listen to it. That I watched it with my family with a blindfold because I listened to it. No, I watched it with my family like almost every year, like for 5 years when it came out, and we did it again on Thanksgiving Day. We I think it was whatever ABC Family is known as nowadays. I think it's called like freeform. Yeah, whatever.
Is that it?
And like they had like a Christmas movie block or whatever for like a full day. And Elf was the one that was on right after Thanksgiving. So we watched it all together as a family. And it was just, I don't know, brought back memories. And it's something you can just genuinely do as a family, where all my nephews are around of various ages and they're watching it intently as much as the adults are. Because we get a lot out of Will Ferrell's performance, and we can appreciate the sappy family moments too, because they're not too sappy. They're not like Home Alone sappy, where it's like, oh, the bad mother finally found her kid, and they're hugging. They're like just genuine, like where James Caan is singing and stuff, and you're like, that guy doesn't sing, and it's just, it spreads the holiday cheer or whatever, and that sounds totally lame when you verbalize it, but when you see it in the way it's done with Jon Favreau's touch, it's just, it speaks to everybody, man. It's great. So whatever, Elf for me.
Sell out.
Elf 2, even elfier.
Oh, God.
He's getting that
JD
Elf
is
money.
next.
Elf 2, Elfgasm. Yeah.
Elf 2 Lost in New York. Wait, he already was. He literally was Lost in New York.
Yeah, he kind of already was there for a little bit. Yeah. God, man, I feel like I'm being pulled in two different directions here, like a divorced family on Christmas or something. Like, no, I'm the bad guy. No, she's the bad guy.
No, there's obviously a bad guy here, and you better choose the good guy. So,
who is it, Dad? Tell me.
Your damn mother's always driving me crazy.
Okay, I'm going with Elf. She's right. Oh man, you guys made great points, man. I could put either one of these through and not feel bad about what we're going to get in the finals at all, and they both mean a lot to me personally because I did watch Scrooged as a kid. Like that was something I think I mentioned that my mom kind of let it slip because I loved Bill Murray from Ghostbusters and we kind of watched it together, and she was a little taken aback at how adult it was. Man, but I think I have had more because holidays. It's about coming together, and I think I've had more holiday memories around Elf as a movie. Like it is more accessible. I don't think I could sit down and watch Scrooge with my grandma and not have her fall asleep or criticize my life choices, which is going to happen anyway. I mean, you know,
she's going to pause the movie to do that.
It's going to happen anyway, but I don't need to add fuel to that fire.
Oh my god.
So I'm going to go with Elf, and I see where you're going with this finals matchup. I absolutely see where you're going with it.
Oh really?
And yeah, I mean,
oh okay.
About
damn it.
The unwilling participant in somebody else's journey, and then you realize that maybe they've got a little bit more beneath the surface, and maybe you're the asshole. That's it's there.
I don't know what you're talking about.
You don't know what I'm talking. Okay, gotcha.
I might not even vote. I don't know.
Maybe not.
Not even feeling it.
So yeah, I'm gonna.
You're first in the finals. Anyway,
oh god damn it! I hate this format.
So are you going for Elf?
This sucks. Yeah, I'm going for Elf.
Okay, cool. Hey, JD, what's better, Planes, Trains, and Automobiles or Elf? Have fun.
Jingle all the way. Turbo Man for the win.
The second one, though, because Larry Cable Guy's really good.
I didn't even know that the second one existed because it shouldn't. The first one shouldn't even exist.
I tell you right now, I'm just getting down there in that Turbo Man.
Go get that Turbo Man, I tell you.
Fucking hate that guy. I'm sorry. I'm sure he's a nice guy without the gimmick, but his gimmick is offensive.
It is. It's terrible.
I fucking hate that guy so much. And it's not like, well, I'm from Texas, so fuck you. It's not that, because I don't talk like that, obviously. Right. But it's the fact that so many people identify with that, like he's a real person.
Yeah.
And he takes advantage of it and talks down to his audiences because the dumb humor sells. And his comedy's just not challenging. It's just... He takes advantage of stupid people, and I don't like that.
Yeah.
I don't like stupid people, but I like people that take advantage of stupid people less. That made sense, right? Okay, whatever. Anyway, what's your pick?
God damn it. Don't rush me. I don't know.
Sorry.
Okay, so in both of these, you've got kind of a... Would you call John Candy's character dim-witted? I mean, I wouldn't really call him dim-witted. Buddy can...
I don't know what dim-witted is.
Well-intentioned, for sure.
Yeah.
Both
well-intentioned, but okay, how about maybe a little bit oblivious to those...
Oblivious is a good word,
yeah.
Willfully oblivious. So Buddy is obviously ignorant to like what the world is outside of where he grew up, which who the hell can't relate to that? John Candy's just kind of, he doesn't really get that he is what he's complaining about in any given moment. Like on the plane when he's like, hey, let me tell you, you just let me know if I'm talking too much and I will shut right up. And then like 5 more minutes of that shit goes on and taking the sock off and waving it around like it.
Right.
He plays it off so well comedically, but there are genuinely people like that. Okay. All right. I can do this. I can make a choice. I don't want to. I'm going to go Elf.
Oh, man.
Oh, my God.
Look. I understand that Planes, Trains is the most, the more mature movie. I think it's more relevant from a message standpoint. But it's Jeff got me with the word accessible. And for holiday movies, I think that is the most important point, is that you and your stupid cousins that you only see once a year. I love you, Eric. I'm not saying you're a stupid cousin. I'm saying in general.
Fuck you, Eric. I don't care. I don't like you.
I love my cousin Eric. We're only like a year and a half apart. Okay, love that guy. He's not listening to this anyway, so what the fuck am I saying? But yeah, I think it's important to be able to turn it on, and people 70 all the way down to 7 can watch it and find enjoyment out of it. And Elf has that. Planes, Trains, and Automobiles, I think you got to be a little bit more mature to appreciate it. So you got me with the fucking accessibility word, damn it.
And now you're using it against me to sway me too. God damn it.
Because that's what it's about.
No.
God damn it.
No.
All right.
No.
All right. Well, Kyle's next. Have fun. Kyle.
First off, I don't give a shit about kids ever. So accessibility is never an issue for
actors.
And I just don't give a crap about I want to make sure my Christmas is going to be good because kids are. No, that's not my Christmas. So
you don't have to make sure it's there, but it's nice if it is.
I know. I'm just shitting on your point just so I can make my point.
I know.
Yeah, I mean, it's probably going to have to be Planes, Trains for me because I'm just stuck on the message of what the holidays are about what like Christmas is about, what Hanukkah is about, what everything's about. It's about, this time of year, just appreciating what we have and everything, and hoping for the best for the future and all that stuff. And I don't know, the transformations that Steve Martin's character goes through in Planes, Trains is real. It's something to attack himself to, and not that Buddy's transformation is not real. There's something so cool about being just blissfully unaware of everything. And I don't know, that fish out of water story for him, where he's just getting used to how the world works, this
Unbreakable
world
Kimmy Schmidt, but just about Christmas.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, except he wasn't kept in a
and that with that personality, that ends up speaking to everybody else more than it speaks to Buddy and how he needs to change. He doesn't need to change; everybody else does.
Right? They
Everybody
need to
else is
adapt
uptight,
to him.
Yeah.
He's the one that's not jaded by anything. We're all the fucking assholes that are just going through life, not happy about anything, and we have a million great things in front of us all the time to be, captivated by and find wonder in. And I love that movie.
I do too.
I
love them both.
Yeah, fuck you guys. Planes, Trains for me.
Okay. I voted Christmas Story over Planes, Trains. I feel weird if I'd vote for it again. Vote for Planes, Trains again after that. I do feel weird about that.
Yeah,
because,
I feel like if we killed
I can't suddenly change my logic, Yeah. If I change my logic, then I'm like, oh, I don't care about the holiday aspect. Fuck it. But don't get me wrong. Planes, Trains has plenty of the holiday stuff going for it, especially because that's the root of the entire plot. Both of these, I was going to say something similar to what JD was saying. Both of these have a similar arc where, James Caan and Steve Martin mirror each other. And, they're both kind of closed-minded and work-focused or just focused on, in general, on their mission without regard for other people. And, you have John Candy and Will Ferrell being the innocent, kind of doe-eyed, I guess, characters in terms of John Candy, because he's had some shit happen to him. So he speaks from a real place.
His is a defense mechanism. Buddy's is just like you said, fish out of water. I've never
he's just
before.
totally, exactly.
Yeah.
And so, maybe there's not a substantial change there, but I feels like in both, man, it does feel like in both characters in Planes, Trains, and Automobiles, there's a change in both characters. John Candy's character, Dell, is starting to let people in again.
Yeah.
Honest with people. And he's meeting, Steve Martin's family, and it's just
it's a big step for him, probably. And
it's one of the most touching moments in any of these movies that we talked about. Just that scene ruins me, dude. I've heard a lot about you. Oh, likewise. And it's just, oh my God, give me a Kleenex now. I'll start crying. That's the tough part, man. Planes, Trains has more emotional resonance, and it's certainly occurs on a holiday, and it's all about holiday travel and how fucking miserable that experience is.
Yep.
Which I think even kids would
and it's
appreciate.
Still miserable. Even though we have all
these
new upgrades and technologies and like that, it's to this day fucking miserable.
It's worse. It's worse. They didn't have TSA. Walk right in at the gate. Oh my God, it's so much worse. Oh, fuck, this is hard. Can I just get away with not voting and ending the episode?
Yeah, fuck it.
Yeah.
Merry Christmas,
guys,
everybody.
thanks for tuning
Happy
in.
Kwanzaa, and
We have a tie.
New Year's.
We have a tie today.
Planes, trains, and
Elves.
Elfmobiles. Yeah, right?
Planes, trains, and elfmobiles.
I will still end up watching Elf more, but Planes, Trains has, I don't know, the deeper character moments, man. It's so hard to go against this movie now. I don't know why the fuck I voted for Christmas Story. I'm going to go ahead and retract that vote and say Planes, Trains went forward unanimously. And Planes, Trains wins.
All right.
'Cause,
Wow.
Wow.
Fuck it.
Wow. Wow.
Fuck
Wow.
myself from like 10 minutes ago, or more like 40 minutes ago. And also, fuck JD for voting Elf.
God damn it, man.
I can't believe you
That's a
chose
really
wrong.
good argument on that one, man. You got
You
me
did.
with
No,
the
yeah, you did.
accessibility
I'm not
thing.
going to lie. And I love the parallels between these two stories. It's not like they're uncharted waters or anything, but in terms of like, having like a guy who comes in and he's happy-go-lucky and a guy who's always like rebuking him. But I don't know. They're both just done really well and in the holiday spirit. So,
Holiday.
They are.
Celebrate.
Planes, Trains, and Automobiles is a champion of holiday movies. Woo! Yeah.
Not even mad about it, bruh. Not even mad about it, bruh.
I don't think anybody should be. These are all
No.
pretty fucking good movies in their own
happy
right,
with that.
regardless of the holiday aspect or not.
And it's just old enough where maybe a lot of people don't know about this movie, so...
Right.
It's true.
Yeah.
I think it's
So
one
these
where
are
people
all great
have
movies,
seen,
but we all
like,
know how I feel about Vacation, so that's fine.
Yeah,
I think everybody's
same
seen
with
the,
likewise
scene in
with
the
Santa
car.
Claus. I can't believe you guys were just like, oh, so.
Well, that movie's so funny, let me tell you.
I got it. Guys, come on.
But so yeah, Planes, Trains wins, and Planes, Trains wins one for the automobiles. And next week we have top 10 most anticipated 2018 TV shows. Now, I mean, I made a rule for myself of only doing new shows, but you guys can feel free to add
Okay.
returning
Okay.
shows and
I
stuff
looked
like that.
100%. I can't even name 5 new shows, so.
It's
I looked
not
at the list and I'm
2017.
like, yeah, I
Let
don't
me
know the
just
names
say
of any of these. Jeff would have to
Yeah.
explain the premise of some of these, and I would have to decide if the
Yes.
premise sounded good to me.
That's the thing. I had to click and interact with a lot of these titles to come up with a list. But even then, I only have like 4 honorable mentions. Last year was like loaded. Like I had to cut back on honorable mentions and stuff like that. Because I say last year, I mean this year, 2017. 2017 is fucking crazy, dude. In terms of all new TV,
Westworld is next year, right?
no, it's 2019.
It's 2018, yeah.
Oh, it is 2018.
Yeah, I was gonna say that's coming out like January or something.
It's
right?
it's first quarter. Yeah, not January, but
That's
first
fine.
quarter.
Okay.
That's fine. That's fine. Y'all can
Hey.
include that in your list.
Yeah. Okay.
I'm thinking of entertaining Arrested Development in mind because it's like a revival, more or less. Because it's been like how
Is
many
it coming
years
for
since-
sure, though?
It's been like 3 years since
I-
the Netflix reboot, right?
I have a
happened?
lot in my list
Maybe
that
two.
don't have a date on them because TV moves faster than movies.
Yeah, what
Like-
happened with the scandal, though, with that guy?
Oh, Jeffrey Tambor.
Yeah.
I haven't heard anything on it.
I don't know. Maybe he didn't touch anybody on Arrested Development. Who knows?
I mean, yeah, Netflix apparently
No
doesn't
idea.
care as long as it didn't happen under their house, so...
Yeah, exactly. If somebody comes forward, that there might be an issue then, I imagine. But
Yeah.
yeah,
It's
when
gonna
did
be-
that, when that
it's gonna
last
be the
season
guy
come
that
out? Was
played
it
Onyang,
2014 or
isn't it?
13?
God damn it.
It's gonna be what?
The guy who played Anyang.
The kid who played Onyang.
Oh, Anyang.
Onyang.
Hello.
So that's next week, and then the week after that we're gonna go with games. The week after that, most anticipated games for next year. JD, you can come up with at least 10, then you'll join the conversation.
Yeah, sure. I still, at this moment, I want to play them. Whether or not I'll have
Yeah.
the means to play them is irrelevant.
Yeah.
I still want to.
Yeah, it is irrelevant. Yeah, because probably won't play all of them, especially if reviews come out for a few of them, and it's like,
Well, you might not want to play
Prey
this
was
one.
my most
Right.
anticipated game of the year. I have not played that game, so that's
Which
how
game?
that... Prey.
There you go.
That's how that works
you go.
sometimes.
And you know what?
oh, I thought you played that for some reason.
I played the demo. I played the first hour of it.
Oh, the demo, yeah.
It's
Yeah, I wouldn't play beyond the demo. It's honestly, that game it's tough to keep going. It's honestly.
I hear mixed things, like
Yeah.
and I didn't play it because of the reviews. I literally I'm like, I don't want a smart shooter right now. That's really what it comes down
Yeah.
to. Like I
Yeah.
want a Wolfenstein where I can just shoot Nazis like aimlessly, but I don't want to think and have to play right now. So
Right.
been in that mood
Yeah,
all
and it's
year.
more than that though. The shooting mechanics are just fucking rough. It's just you're all over the map trying to shoot bad guys. Like not map, like I mean your visuals, your whatever you want to call them, because it's just God damn it, dude! It's just hard to stay focused because the bad guys move around. The little black things or whatever move around so quickly that I'm like, well, how am I supposed to kill these guys? I'll just run away. You know, like it's just a frustrating shooter experience, honestly, for me. But regardless, that's what's going to come the next 2 weeks. So stay tuned for that. And obviously, there's going to be more most anticipated for next year. And then we're going to go straight into best of 2017 stuff.
Best of.
Best of.
It's the best.
So we're just doing top 10s for that because we're going to let these things simmer. And, you know, we'll come back to it when we're all 40.
Cool.
And then do a tournament on these movies.
God damn it,
That'd be great.
I'll be
this year.
We have less fans than we
by
do
the
now.
time we're ready to do that. 41.
Yeah,
Sorry,
I'll be
God
41.
damn it.
I will be 41 for sure. Maybe even 40. I don't know. I don't know.
40.
God, we're so old. All right, so stay tuned for that, and we're all going to talk about our prostate. First ever, we're going to do a best prostate exam.
Which one of us had the best experience or best colonoscopy?
I'm 100%
all that good
going to
stuff?
dead by
Yeah.
50, so we'll be alright, guys. I won't be there.
And this
Okay.
week's Inner Tournament of Champions, who had the best blood work results? All right.
It's definitely not Kyle, because he's no longer with us.
All right. Yeah. Turns out
He
Kyle had
loses.
cancer. So, all right.
Stay tuned for that, guys. And if you learn anything from this, go see Planes, Trains, and Automobiles. If you haven't seen it in a long time.
And Justice League.
Seriously.
Go see Justice League.
Yes, the opening scene is there's nothing wrong with Superman's mouth. So
I can't
go see
believe
that
that's
too.
the first scene in the movie.
That's the first scene of the movie.
How
That's-
is how? Hold on.
That's the
Is it
stupidest
a
thing in the entire
flashback?
world to me.
Is it a flashback or is it like a?
It's
we're
like a
getting to
flash
this
forward
point
from
and
when
we-
he comes back to life.
No.
And they're asking.
So
it's
they-
like a.
They tease the thing
such
that
a
you
dumb
know is
scene,
going to
too.
happen anyway.
So
What?
they purposefully don't add him to the marketing to not spoil the surprise that he's back, and then the very first thing they do is show him.
Yeah.
Yes.
They
I'm
tease
very-
the
I'm
inevitable
100%
thing
what
that
I
they're
am
doing with the
beyond
reshoot.
upset about that. Like,
It's so unbelievably stupid.
I'm
right? Yeah.
unfathomably mad about that. Like, it just, it's just wow.
Well, I have a specific category that I created in my top 10 list for Justice League.
I
by
really
itself.
hope some like
So-
Chinese like subtitled one comes out before then, so I can watch it totally legal.
You don't even give a shit. You're like,
shit
I just
this
want to watch
movie.
a shitty version
I
of
want
it.
to watch this movie so bad, so I can specifically shit on it. You know, like, man.
If you guys want to qualify us as DC haters, that's totally fine with me. Wonder Woman's great. It's still like my second favorite superhero movie.
Our
of the year.
favorite movie, it sounds like
Look.
reoccurring. We talk about is The Dark Knight, so we like to see just fine when it's done well.
I think
Yeah.
the distinction is that everybody here is at least willing to criticize a Marvel movie when it's done wrong. And you know what?
Dude, I could shit on Guardians the whole podcast if you want me to.
Yeah.
It's not
The
our
second one,
fault
sorry.
that there's
They would
like
kill me.
17 movies for us
They
to
would
pick
kill
from
you.
on the Marvel side, and there's only 6 on the DC side. It's not our fault.
Yeah,
That's their fault.
Yeah.
So
it's their fault. They missed wildly
I love the
3 times.
I love the 2018 breakdown between Marvel
4 times now.
and it includes
Mine
Fox,
too. Oh
'cause
my
it's got
God.
Deadpool on there, and then the Aquaman is the only entry on 2018
Yeah,
for
That's
DC.
awesome. They're slowing
Like,
their
really?
pumping the brakes a little
Giving
bit.
up.
Yeah.
Really? Like, come on.
All right, so that's our show. Sorry, I keep having to end it. But I'm on Twitter at Jeff Whitty, WIDDY. JD's at JD Likes Nazi Movies.
JD likes
At
Nazi movies at NaziMovies.com.
Gmail.org.
Gmail.org.
And Kyle's at sub-culture.com. You do some streams and shit. Are you doing The Sims?
I do some streams. I'm doing The Sims. Yeah, I
You're doing The Sims
literally
this
made
week?
me and my roommate, and I made my house a 1-to-1 version of my house.
I
And we're
remember you
gonna
saying that. That's great.
we're gonna play The Sims, man. It's gonna be fucking dumb.
That's a good game to stream. I'm
Yeah,
excited.
it totally is. I made a whole bunch of like video game characters in the world, and me and those characters are gonna try and fuck them. So
There you
Yeah,
Yeah,
go.
that's the whole point
that's
of
the whole
Sims.
point
is
of it. And if you think that that's not why you play The Sims, you're lying to yourself.
It might be the reason why I go and buy The Sims like now.
Yeah, see?
Oh, wow.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Is it on
That's-
Steam? Is it on the Steam?
Oh yeah, it's
the,
probably like 15
the
bucks right
Steam?
Is it on that Steam
It's
thing?
on
down there?
There's a made of
Hey, I
Steam.
tell you what, I download the video games on the Steam all
Listen,
the time.
I opened up the Steam app and I didn't see no Steam.
I tell you what, I saw that Steam the other day and it ain't going away. It's got some staying
Oh
power.
my god.
You want a bag of
We gotta
Steam
end
or
the
what?
episode.
All right, let's do this. Let's end it. End it right now.
All right, ending it right now. Planes, Trains, and Automobiles wins, and go see it, please. Thanks.
Goodbye.